Good evening and namaskar, dear students. We are the mentors for the today's session on the live virtual classes on paper 2, the corporate and other laws. And with me here is my colleague, Shraddha.
Shraddha, and good evening, students. So we are here. So this is the first lecture
Yes,
for this session. Okay, so from today onwards, we have started our live virtual classes, which will be aiming for the May 2026 examinations and your September 2026 examinations. But here there is a very beautiful thing for the students that as far as this paper is concerned, which is your paper to corporate and other laws, since we will be somewhere finishing our lectures by December. So if any January 2026 student is also there and they have not yet started their preparation, which should not be the case, they can also view it.
yeah. First, I would like to welcome to all our dear students. We can make it out. There are around 80 students as of now, and still we are expecting for more to join. Okay, dear students, let me.
On
Yeah.
Zoom itself, there are 100.
Yes, and you know, dear students, first, Shraddha, we would like to, from on behalf of Shraddha and myself, and on behalf of the Board of Studies, we would like to congratulate to all our students, those who have passed the foundation examination as entered into
Yes.
the intermediate level.
Congratulations.
Yes, and another newbies who have come through the direct entry route. So we welcome to them also. But you know, before we start the session, let's ask many of the new students or those students who have already undergone this foundation level what they do understand by law, why they think that law should is being formed a part of the chartered accountancy course. So just little we want to have this session to be more interactive from the sense that you should know why this subject has been added in the chartered accountancy curriculum. You know that in fact,
So let's ask from the students.
yeah,
If
in
any
fact
student
I'm not going to tell, this is what we are going to ask with the student itself.
So any student willing to tell that what is law or why do we study law at the intermediate level?
And why this
Kindly
isn't
raise
formed
your
the
hand.
part of the chartered accountancy
Okay.
course. This is also being, we are requiring answer from your side, students.
So there is Nidhi Vishwakarma. Unmute yourself.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Nidhi.
मैम ये चैट डिसेबल है
So
इसलिए
it's
मैं आपका
okay. We
चैट
have disabled the chat as of now. I would request you that if you have any query, kindly let us know and raise your hand. Okay. So would you like to answer that why law is being taught first at the foundation level and then at the intermediate level, and why is it important for the chartered accountancy profession as a whole?
मैम आई थिंक सो इस वजह से कॉर्पोरेट लॉ इस इंटरमीडिएट कोर्स में है क्योंकि हमें मतलब लोगों के बारे में जानना होता है कि जैसे हम कैसे नेचर के बारे में जो रूल और रेगुलेशन बने हुए हैं उसके बारे में जानने के लिए हमें लॉ पढ़ाया जाता है इंटरमीडिएट कोर्स में
Chalo,
Okay.
well tried, Nidhi. Good.
Okay.
Yes, anyone else?
Mute yourself, Nidhi. So, Krishna, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Krishna.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
So, ma'am, I think as a chartered accountant, it is our duty to know what type of laws surround companies and other institutes, so that while practicing as a chartered accountant, we don't get, it doesn't stop us from performing our duties.
Very well said. Very nice. Matlab, one should know about his duties also. When he's into this profession, what are the things which require to be known by chartered accountant in order to fulfill its duties? Absolutely right. And along with that,
Krishna, please mute yourself.
along with that, there is one important thing. Since you must be hearing that, seeing and hearing that lot about that in your day-to-day life, there are many activities that you entered unwillingly or willingly into various, legal rights and obligations in your life. So you must be seeing that law is not just about reading the books or about the courts. It is about the life itself. In fact, you can say whether you board on a bus, or you purchase some goods, or you avail any kind of the services, then definitely you enters into the law. Even sometimes if you go to the cinema hall and buy a tickets also, then also you enter into a contract. And suppose many times nowadays many are ordering and placing an order through online, that online shopping they are doing up. And what happened at the time when you receive the goods, you doesn't find it, oh, it is not as per our choice, or it is not appropriate, or is it a usable form. So what you do, simply return the goods. So that is also kind of, you are exercising your legal rights, because their goods are not up to the mark as you're looking forward for, as in the usable form. So that is exercising of the legal rights. Even when you go on the roads and you find that traffic lights are there and you follow up the rules, the traffic rules, then you are abided yourself by the legal obligations. Yes, the duty to follow up the traffic rules. So similarly, you see various things are there that you are coming across with your legal rights, obligations, and duties. And that is why law is very important in our lives. Even you can see that whatever you are reading and learning in the classes, that all things comes into an action when you go out of this world. So this is the khasiyat जिसे कहते हैं, speciality of the law.
So
So this,
Bunty
yeah,
has given one answer, ma'am, and it's
yeah,
correct also. It says to fulfill the compliance of the rules and regulations and provisions of the Companies Act, or to comply with the requirements of the company.
very good.
Correct.
Because since our subject name is corporate and other laws, so yes, you are in line with that. Your answer is very much correct. Okay, that's something related to regulations, the compliance that is need to regulate this particular any business or the company. Since you are talking about the company law, corporate law, because companies that is the part of the syllabus being covered under the corporate law. So we are talking about here in the corporate law, the Companies Act, as well as about the LLP, since that is also forming the part of the syllabus.
Priyanka, I remember you were there in the earlier class also. First of all, good evening, and we will discuss about what you are saying, because today we will be dealing with all these things. And one more thing, to empower chartered accountants to interpret, apply, and ensure compliance with the legal framework governing business contracts, companies, and ethics. That's a very good answer, and I hope that has not been taken from the chat
Yes.
GPT.
Yes.
So I will be dealing with this boon plus bane of
Yes.
chat GPT. Law subject is
But
added
it's
in.
good. That is where, in that way, they are a little bit curious and looking forward for the answers. So that way, you are somewhere learning, and everything has a learning. So this is also one of the aspect of the learning.
So there is one more announcement that I have to make, is it's with respect to, you must be seeing that our technical team has posted a message to all of you with respect to a WhatsApp group. So you can join that WhatsApp group and you can communicate in that WhatsApp group. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. So since this is an introductory class, my dear friends, so why we have arranged this class, what is the motto? Every lesson has a goal, and our this session also has a goal. Actually, we want our every students to be at comfortable level with particular this subject, because whatever you have studied so far at the foundation level was all together different, and now you are going to climb one more step ahead from the technicalities point of view. Now you are going to focus more on application and analysis aspect of the law, and that is why this phase, or this is very important sessions, because before you go into the technical session, this is required as a base building lecture, my dear friends. And that is why this session has a great importance, and even we as a mentor want that you should gain out of this session, so that you become comfortable and ease, and you are being connected with the subject. So it will create an interest while reading and understanding of the subject.
If you know about the subject, that what will you cover during the whole sessions and what is there in the syllabus of this paper, you will not be afraid. Like, I'm getting messages from many of the students that they are afraid of law. Students, understand one thing. When you were at foundation level, who have come through the foundation route, the law that were contained there were more of a journal in nature. Like Contract Act was there. So Contract Act was mainly dealing with contracts of every nature.
General
Even
nature,
unspoken
yes.
things.
Yes, yes.
Unspoken things, which like buying a ticket in this movie,
Or you are boarding on a
a
bus.
bus is
Again, that is a kind of implied
buying something
contract.
from
Yes.
the grocery shop. Everything is a Contract Act, unspoken. Okay. And then the journal, not journal, this is the Sales of Goods Act is there, and the Partnership Act is there. So those were the basic acts. You got a glimpse of the LLP and the Companies Act. Now, the Companies Act, you are a chartered accountant, and that's why you would be doing statutory audits. You would be doing not only the statutory audit while you will be making accounts of a company, or you will be posting journal entries. Many a times there will be situations, I'm not talking from the law, like as a company secretary or as for compliance
Some
point of view,
professional expert,
but
we say,
any
huh?
kind of activity that you would be doing for your company, at the core of it, somewhere you have to follow the provisions of the Companies Act 2013, be it as simple as declaring dividend or making
Even
of
maintenance of books of
books of
account,
accounts
of
and
course.
register of
Even
members, register
providing
of charges.
consultancy, taxation matters, many things are there for
And
the chartered
even if you are
accountants.
not looking from the compliance point of view, you should know that why this is being done. It will enhance your overall personality even while you are dealing with your clients. So the knowledge of Companies Act becomes imperative for you. And since LLP is a kind of amalgamation between the partnership and the companies, so that's why knowledge of LLP also becomes important. So
Yes, and also one more thing, that chartered accountants are being said as partners in nation building. This is the famous line, and even you could be finding everywhere, wherever the ICAI is, any platform you find any article or something, the write-ups, you will be finding about this particular lines. Okay, so this is why they are being said, because they are somewhere, contributing in the economy of the country. Somewhere they are being involved into the financial aspect and regulations of the of the country, of the nations, and that is why they are said as partners in nation building.
and you can be a partner in nation building only not by being an individual, but you have to somewhere. If I see you at the macro level, companies form is required for the nation building. And that's why you look after the companies and you are known as partners in nation, not only as individual chartered accountants, but by knowing a full knowledge of the companies. And that comes through Companies Act 2013.
Very nice. Chalo, let's start off with the PPTs in order to just take up a flight on this particular, overview on the subject nature. So what are the subject, what are the important things that you need to take up care, what are all included that you need to look while reading and understanding of the sessions. And let's start off with the first part of the first slide that we have focused on after
Let me
this.
just share.
Yeah, there is about the objective of this particular sessions. So you should know before initiating and starting what is the intent, because intent is very important aspect of the law. Wherever you go in the law, the intent is the factor which defines whether you are liable for any act or not. But yes, it doesn't mean that anything you just take an excuse ki, no, I was not aware of that this is legal. You can't take that thing, because
So
there is a famous saying of legal maxim of ignorantia non juris non execusit, which means ignorance of law is not an excuse. You cannot take a plea that I was not aware of, or this act is said to be illegal. You can't ever take plea. For example, evasion of tax is there, so you can't say I was not aware of that this act is an illegal. So this is the famous maxim behind the law. But yes, intention is the further, the concept or the key which decides whether a person is liable or not.
Beta, you can join the WhatsApp group by the link that Mr. Nisarg is floating again and again. Okay. So, any student, please reply. Can you see our PPTs? A quick message. Okay, great, Priyanka. So let's start.
Thank you, Priyanka. Chalo, let's
So
start.
I myself, Shraddha, CA Shraddha Saxena, and
Myself, Nisha.
as for the PPT.
Yes. Chalo, now moving to the most important aspect. What is the goal for this session? What is the intent of this session? So, dear friends, you must be seeing that we just want to introduce with the subject as already conveyed to you. This is our main कहते हैं ना, intention that we really want our students to be introduced before starting up with the technical sessions.
If I don't go by the PPT, my main aim is to make them a CA.
Of course, this
Okay.
is the fact.
Then The point is to remove your fear of the subject.
So that is why we want to equip you with the subject.
Yes, that's our main aim. Otherwise, so ये सारी चीजें whatever we have written is a very technical terms and all those, but to make you acclimatize with the subject so that you are not fearful, and slowly and steadily you learn, enjoy, and be in love with the subject.
Absolutely. Even Nelson Mandela has said the famous lines, it always seems impossible until it is done. So here what you need to do is you need the consistency. Because as many times you might have heard ki, oh ho, that CA exam is very tough, CA course is very tough. But no, my dear friends, if there's a consistency, dedication, and hard working, then definitely you can beat this challenge. So this should be there that you should maintain the clarity that what exactly you want to do, the strategy, how to go with it, and how to reorient yourself as per the expectations. So if this is all is being done, then this could be said as sine qua non for the success of the chartered accountants. One term, sine qua non. Why I'm using this Latin measure in between? Because I want my students to get little bit, come across with these kinds of terminologies also. Since you are having interpretation of statutes in your syllabus, so there are various Latin terms, maxims, and the principles that are based on these kinds of Latin maxims. So that is why here one important Latin terminology is there, sine qua non, which means necessary. So strategy, okay, strategy is important to make you, to set your tone to get equipped with what to your planning, how to go with it. This should be there so that you are syncing with the examinations expectations as per the specified assessment grid, whatever has been specified in our syllabus, for our syllabus in fact, and also to reorient yourself as per the expectations. These are the three things that you need to take care and consider. And even if you see, there are various parameters also that we have prescribed in the subject. If you were seeing, if you ever, if I'm not wrong, already you might have seen your study mat. If you have not seen your study mat as of now, so kindly go with the study mat, dear friends. You'll be finding there are certain parameters prescribed under the chartered accountancy course. For example, you'll be seeing proper syllabus is there. After syllabus, the proper content is there. Then level of knowledge is there, and then you'll be seeing the objective is there. By you're reading this part, what is the objective that is there, and along with the objectives we have prescribed the specific assessment grades, whether it may be skill wise or whether it may be section wise grade is there as per the weightage assigned to each topic covered in the syllabus. So these parameters will be helping you out to prepare your that to go with the solid preparation of your course. So you need to go through study material. You need to understand why these all parameters has been given so that you are emerging out as an professional expert. That is what this all things has been given to you. So moving to the next part is sources for reading.
So we will be taking up what all sources are available for you. So if we see, let's discuss things one by one, and then we will be discussing with you the common do's and don'ts which you need to take care of while planning. So why we are saying planning? Because there is a famous saying, planning to fail is failing to plan. So what does that mean? If you fail to plan for something, then you have already failed. So it's like that if your planning is good, then you are already halfway, or let's say 25% towards your path of success. But if you fail to plan, then you cannot, your chances of becoming successful becomes less. Like right now, many times we say, write your goals, write your goals, write your goals. Why is it that? So that we are preparing, we are planning, we are thinking. And once you know what your goal is, then you will think, okay, I have to do it in this way. I will achieve it like this. So that is planning. So examination strategy and tips will be there. Focus on presentation. This will be taken more while we will be discussing the questions in the classes regular that you will be having after this. Discuss on the common issues. We will be discussing motivation to move with positive mindset and throughout your journey. Because supposedly today I start with lots of ICAI, and tomorrow I'm like, okay, kar lenge. So that's what ma'am said. Consistency is the key here. So let's start. So what are the sources?
Yes, the relevant publications, right? So you will be seeing, yeah, the study material, the Bible of the students, because whatever is given, that should be forming the coverage. Since you are knowing that knowledge is a depth of the ocean, there's no end to achieving of the knowledge. But yes, up to what extent you have to read the content that is being specified under the study material. So that is why the relevant study material specified is July 2024 edition.
So
Okay.
this study material is updated for all amendments up to 30th of June 2024.
Yes.
Okay, so for a particular attempt, like we are getting the questions, many more changes must have come in the law. How will you refer them? You will be referring the RTP, that is revisionary test papers. The study material is your Bible, okay? Because as far as ICAI is concerned, so we are publishing the materials for you, which is your study material. It is a detailed book covering your acts, your relevant rules, explanations, examples, diagrams to help you understand the law. Okay. Why, like many students are, ma'am, here only are asking, ma'am, should I make notes? Yes, you need to. Because comprehensively, it's not possible for you to revise the entire study material at the end. But as far as what we have discussed with the toppers, ma'am, they always say that study material was their base. If you see, even the way pyramids are built, they are not built like this. They are built like this. So the base has always to be a broader base. So that's why refer the study material and then you go towards the pinnacle. Okay. So that's what you have to do. And to fill the gap of the relevant attempt, like for every paper, every attempt, you have to we have the RTPs, and those RTPs contains question as well as the relevant amendments. What those amendments are, that and how we decide the criteria for that amendments, we will discuss later. The first is the study material, then is your RTP. Since this batch is catering specifically to May 2026, September 2026, January 2027, students can also refer it. And we said that since it will be ending by December, so students can refer for January 2026 also. However, if you see the time will be too less for those students. So for initial 2 to 3 months, you can, otherwise you have to then start with your own preparation. So RTP, relevant attempt RTP. Then we have other sources also for you. Like we have the case scenario booklet is there.
You can write it over here.
Yeah.
Yes, there is the booklet, a case scenario booklet.
मेरा बच्चे मेधा सेन. Okay, ma'am. Medha, Priyanka, and few more students. I will take up this query. Give me just some times for the students who are new to it. Because if we start discussing which attempt you should take, then those students get confused that because it's their first lecture, they might not be even knowing that the ma'am Jan 26 attempt के लिए applicable है from the point of view of that it's ending by December 2025. That's why I said January 26. Otherwise, this batch is not for them. Okay, it's for May 2026 and September 2026. Okay. So let's, so case scenario booklet is there. Then model test papers are there. MCQ dashboard is there. Too many things for them, ma'am?
Yeah. Actually, these you could be finding as an relevant publication in the sense for references. And for practice, if you talk about, then you can go to the next.
Okay, I'm just trying one thing.
Yeah. So these are all the relevant publications that we have mentioned over here. The list So when you're reading the study material for thorough reading, after reading this thorough chapters, lectures, and all these things, you can go with this what to say that this case scenario booklets for the practice part. Okay, even you can see here RTPs. RTPs are not only they are containing that question papers, but also they are containing the amendments. That amendments are also very important for you, for the students, for relevant for the attempts. So we are just telling you because since our study material already said is containing amendments up till 30th June 2024, right? And later on, all the relevance you'll be finding in our this RTPs, respective RTPs, and it is also there on the website separately being hosted for your references. So see that. Plus, Saransh is one of the most important publication that recently we have come out for the benefit of you students. In then, that is summarized notes which you can refer while just once after going through in depth the study mat. You can refer this Saransh booklet because it is being represented in diagrammatic form, in a flow charts. Even you could be finding in tabular format for retaining of the key concepts, the important portions that will be helping you in the examination as a revision. As a revision, whatever the key points that you need to remember, that all you can retain and learn from the Saransh booklet. And Barrett is again one more thing that we always prefer because we just want our students to inculcate an habit of reading of these Barretts, because as you will move forward in your next level of journey of this chartered accountancy course, so you will be finding that Barrett has its own importance.
And Barrett not only of law subject, if you see even income tax has a Barrett Act, GST has a Barrett Act, everything has a Barrett Act.
Yes, every law papers, every law subject has the Barrett. Barrett is exact the law, what is given. And we are providing the study material with the explanations, the example, what is not, which you can say, which is just beyond what is given as in bare act, means only the act. Apart from
as passed by the parliament.
Yes. Apart from that, the additional information is given in the study material, the reading materials.
So is the Board of Study is not the ICAI website visible to you? June 20. Please respond fast. Can you see
this on your screen?
ICAI website?
The home page. Can you see? Please reply, students.
Yes. Good. Okay. Thank you. So since we have been talking again and again about the various resources where blah blah blah, so from where can you get all those resources? One is not the hard copy you can get from the from the institute, but you should know that if we are talking about so many things, आपको हम सब बता तो दें कि ये भी है, ये भी है, ये भी है. You eat this, you eat this, you eat this. But if we did not provide you the exact name of the restaurant, you will not be able to get it. So one is this is your ICAI.org. Students do take a note of it because many times students are not even aware from where to avail these resources. So one is new scheme of, and on the home page you can go to just new scheme of education and training. Okay, and in that you can have a glance at what is the syllabus. Okay, then the study material like for intermediate, corporate and other laws, this, and here are the chapters. Okay, if then like see just below the study material we have amendments for September 2025 because this will be the latest examination which is due to happen. Then we have our RTPs. Like we said that RTPs are applicable for you for Hindi medium and for the regular English medium students. So the RTP also contains the amendments. So amendments are at two places. And then we have practice questions for you. Then apart from that, we said about case scenario booklets. So see, the case scenario booklet is there. Then Saransh is there. So Saransh is like a kunji for you. It's like a mini booklet kind of a thing wherein everything has been presented to you in the form of a diagram. So this is the Saransh. Like for every chapter, we have tried to shorten the provisions for easy understanding and retention.
Yes.
Because it's not just for ratification, it's also for easy understanding. Okay. So we have Saransh for every subject. Then code of conduct. Okay. The student journal. Many a times you get many things in the student journal also. You can refer the student journal from here also. Then we have suggested answers because suggested answers is also very good source of preparation. Okay. Wherein the papers along with the answers are given to you. Anything else that we told our student, like ma'am was telling you about section wise and skill wise weightage, that is also given.
Yes. This gives an idea ki how much, what are the topic, how much weightage is given to each and every topic. So you can accordingly, you can allot your time while reading and understanding. Because once you are aware ki yes, this much portion of marks is being allotted to, you can say this much portion is going to ask of this much marks. So that way you can prepare accordingly and give time in your preparation also. And knowing, considering its relevance important from the examination perspective will definitely help you, during the examination also while giving a good performance during the papers. So this is also a thing that we have given to you for your relevance. Section wise weightage is there, that each topics under the syllabus has been allotted certain marks. So that is all things are available on the website.
So this
you can refer.
This is available on the website of the institute. Simultaneously, we also have a knowledge portal for you, wherein these things are given. And see, there is a particular tab. See, LVC student login is there. Everything is there. Like same things are given here only. Here also, sorry. Study material is there. Then we have Saransh is there. Again, everything is given at two places, if you see. So there is if you skip from one place, go to the other place, then these all things are also available on your mobile app.
Yes.
Okay. So student journal, case scenario booklets, amendments, developments. Just keep having a tab on this the website of the institute, be it the main website or buslive.ici.org.
Yeah, even you should develop this habit of regularly visiting the website, dear students. Being a professional, you should keep yourself updated with whatever the recent, development or any kind of changes are being, relevant for the students are being hosted or made available on the website. The recent BOS announcements and everything is over there. So rather than waiting and just waiting for some kind of message will come to your mobile and then you are going to start with that thing, it is better to inculcate this habit as of now to go to the particular websites.
Okay, just sharing.
Yes.
So we have switched back to our PPT mode. Okay, so we have told you all the sources, and we have given you a walkthrough of the website of the institute. Moving further, we have been talking to you about
already about mock test papers. We have already told you, because this is also very important in order to practice whatever you have studied. You should also assess whatever you have studied, whether you'll be able to do it in the examination conditions or not. This is a kind of mock, you understand, na? That means the practice. If you appear in the exam, how the things are going to be, how the papers are going to come within 3 hours, how you're going to attempt the paper, just to know, in order that how much more you need to practice on, or somewhere if you're lacking in writing your answers within the 3 hours, so you can just cope up at that moment and you can improve at the final level.
And these are made exactly the way your examination paper pattern is there. We try to make it that way.
Exactly in the same manner.
Yeah. Okay. As per the past practices from the exams that has been done. And you can go and attempt it at the nearest branch if you want. And if not, then you can take it at home. But while you are taking it at home, be very sure that you are attempting it like in the same manner, that 15 minutes of examination, reading time,
हाँ.
and then 3 hours of exam. So mock means exactly like the paper. Then model test paper booklets, I showed you where they are. Then MCQ dashboard is also there. So the way we had this case scenario booklet, so in that you have 35 case scenarios. Then we have our MCQ dashboard also, wherein we keep on updating and giving you more case scenarios and MCQ. So you can go there and have an online result then and there itself.
This is one of the most, you can say, relevant practicing source, you can say, because the case scenarios where many students face a problem because they just don't, they don't have clarity or understanding of the legal profession. And sometimes what happens, the case scenarios questions are framed in such a manner that you are being confused within the provided options. So somewhere it not only leads you to practice, but also it gives you confidence to face up the case scenarios nature, the MCQs natures of questions. And even it will not only give you the confidence, it will, in fact, it will be a kind of a revision of the important key concepts. Because when you solve the MCQs and if you get stuck up somewhere in any of the questions, so definitely we'll go into the study material later on. You'll find out yet to which particular provision this questions is related to and what shall be the answer. Then you will read again the provision and then you will try to find out the correct answers. And suppose if you have marked something wrong, then you will see, oh, why this answer is wrong, what I have done the mistake. Then you will go into again back the relevant provision. So this is required and benefit for the student. Something is available on as a digital e-resource which you can do refer, and anytime when you are free you can go with any of the case scenarios at the one time, or if you get the time go with solving, and you will find it quite very interesting. And you can also see how much time you are taking in one case scenarios. This will also help you to improve your with the time management also. Yes, I have to solve one case scenario within 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So that also will improve your time management during the examination.
So Anjali, you can refer the Bare Acts from the website, like for MCA, like for the Companies Act.
MCA is there. On the MCA, you can find various relevant laws like Companies Act, LLP, IBC, and many others laws are there, partnership. Similarly, many laws are there over. But yes, if you want to purchase separately, you can go purchase from any law publications are there. You can purchase from there. And even there is one India code. You can also find out. Yeah, there are various all the laws.
All the laws are
yes,
there.
are available
not only
there.
the Companies Act.
Yes.
All the laws are there. So, like you are saying about the Bare Acts, ma'am, a student is asking that these model test paper booklets are revised for every attempt. No, these are available on in hard copies also. So generally the things that are available to you in hard copy, they generally have an edition, and it is not possible for us to revise them so frequently. So what you have to do, you have to refer them with the latest amendment.
Yes.
And it also, it's like not possible, it's very much possible for us to amend it, but we want to help you have a habit of reading things on your own also. Okay.
Yes, and even going through the regular updates. This is one of the most important, trait of a professional. So you should keep yourself updated with the recent developments, whatever is taking place related to your subject. You can also go to the respective websites. For example, if you want to refer the relevant amendments pertaining to the Companies Act, of course, as we said, to the MCA, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. There properly comes the relevant notifications or circulars through whatever the amendments has been made that are already there on the MCA website. For LLP also you could find it on the MCA website. So if you're talking about the FEMA, then you can go to the RBI. So these habits of surfing the relevant website is also will be a kind of a help to you, a kind of a personality development being as a true professional and in the coming time.
I have again posted the link for joining the WhatsApp group.
And suggested answer, as far as there, as Shraddha told, this is one of the very good thing for practice. And of course, you should practice.
8 minute mission. Technical team.
Nisarji.
Nisarji. निसर्ग जी, निसर्ग जी, ये मैंने अभी एक मैसेज डाला, उसको डिलीट करिए जरा। ये किस चीज? आप फटाफट इसको डिलीट करिए जरा, चैट। ये BI, एक मिनट रुक। यहाँ से नहीं हो रहा डिलीट, डिलीट करूँ? हाँ हाँ, नहीं हो रहा। Message is not getting deleted. Kindly see. ये ये कोई इसका ऑप्शन ही नहीं है। आप चैट डिसेबल करिए फटाफट। ये स्टूडेंट्स प्लीज वेट फॉर सम टाइम। निसर्ग जी, कैसे हटेगा? मोर में भी कुछ है, मोर में तो अच्छा होगा। निसर्ग जी डिलीट, रिप्लाई आ रहा। निसर्ग जी, कुछ हुआ? अगर मेरे पास होस्ट राइट्स हैं तो मेरे पास इसको डिलीट करने का ऑप्शन भी तो होना चाहिए ना कुछ। आप सारी चैट्स डिलीट कर दीजिए, आपके पास ये ऑप्शन तो होगा।
रिद्धि
चलो कोई नहीं है तो स्टूडेंट से कह देते हैं.
Students, is it possible for you, all of you, to join again? Chat enable करो. Students, will it be possible for you to join again?
Yes, ma'am.
Please join again. We are just closing the session for a second and then please join again. Okay.
Okay, sorry students for the technical issue, but it's okay. Thank you for your cooperation and joining back. Okay, let's continue and move ahead. So yes, already we have discussed about the notable references for the practice. Already we have shown you, even we have just have a walkthrough over our institute website where all these resources are available. Now looking at the study material and the RTP, this is a kind of guidance that we are giving to our students. With respect to the study material, already said July 2024 edition. Okay. And along with that, you have to refer the respective attempt RTP. So if you are a May 2026 students, you can refer the same respective RTP of May 2026. And if you are in September 2026 student, those who are appearing in September 2026 examination, they can refer the September 2026 RTP. So that way these RTP will not be helping only you to just to know ki whatever preparation you have done so far, whether you are able to whether you're able to handle that nature of the questions that are being coming in the examination. So it is a kind of revisionary test paper, revision type of things. Okay. So you'll be giving certain questions for the revision, and as well there will be amendments also given in the RTP. So keep in mind that you have to refer the relevant amendments also. That is also a very important aspect, because relevant, sometimes the questions, if you see in the examinations, are also being testing whether you are aware with the amendments or not. So many times it happens the questions are being asked on the amendments. So don't ignore, don't ever neglect, or don't ever skip, or don't ever forget, in fact, about reading the amendments. So just read this RTPs. It is very much of a relevant publication being provided by the Board of Studies. And in fact, Shraddha, if our students will notice that we are providing many resources for the benefit of students. Even you, matlab, these are something, this course has its own importance with various initiatives that has been taken by the institute for the benefit of the students. So,
we are telling you about the RTPs, and they are for May 2026 and September 2026. They will be containing the amendments. So how amendments are to be done? Since we were telling you that the study material is of July 2024 and it is updated for all amendments up to 30th June 2024. Like for May 2026, the relevant amendments which have been issued by the respective ministry for the Companies Act by the MCA up till 6 months prior to your examination. So the cutoff date for you guys will be 31st of October 2025. And for September 2026 students, it will be 28th February 2025. It is
26.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah, 26. This is 25.
Yeah.
And that is 26. So this gap from here to here, and in this case, this gap from here to here will be filled by the amendments that are given to you by the Board of Studies. And there can be sometimes many, sometimes few. But don't worry, even the kind of amendments that we give you, we try to give you the exact page numbers and where you have to replace it.
So that will make you to trace out the relevant amendment in the study material. So you need to matlab, go all these amendments, because sometimes there are major changes with respect to the number of days, or some kind of the authority change is given under through the way of the amendments. So one should not ignore, have no choice in fact to skip these amendments, so they should be updated. So refer these amendments. Then next is
discussed the e-resources
Yeah.
also, that the live virtual classes which you are taking right
already you
now.
are taking. Yeah.
So Saransh is there. Saransh is basically in the form of keynotes. So it helps you to understand the provisions in a better manner and also helps you to recapitulate what you have learned.
In fact, Shraddha, what I suggest to our students, after reading that in-depth study material, they can also read simultaneously this Saransh also at that moment. So what will happen? They will just able to retain that what are the key aspects within the chapter. And that will also help while revising also, because once you have read any material earlier, so that definitely help you to give less time in next time whenever you are reading that publication. And it will also help you in understanding and correlating, yes, these are the important aspects being covered. And you can also in your own words also, if you feel like something you are not able to understand, then what you can do, you can draw in your own way, because everyone has his own style of learning actually. So if you want, you can make your own way of just retaining the key concepts over there. And also just you will be able to know, yes, these are the important key concepts that we have discussed through the way of the Saransh. Then you will be finding the MCQ dashboard. This has already been discussed with you students for practice.
Yes.
Yes, you know that practice makes a man perfect. This is a very famous saying, so go ahead with it.
So the tools of success that have been given to you, you can refer all these resources through BOS Knowledge Portal and BOS Mobile App. BOS Mobile App is there for both kind of users, the Android user as well as the Apple users. I hope so you all have already downloaded at your mobile phone. So this we have already discussed with you, that you have to refer the amendments, and we have told you the cutoff dates also.
And also where you can go for finding out these amendments.
Okay, ma'am. So we have discussed this also with them, that Saransh is for revising the subject and everything. Let's give them a brief overview of the syllabus also.
Absolutely, because before you start up with the technical session, you must be knowing or having an overview of the subject also, so that you can know actually what is all covered over there, and accordingly you can link, because law has its own, you can say interrelation with one act with the other act. It is not that you will be restricting to just one act itself. If we're talking about, suppose about LLP, there are certain provisions of the Companies Act that are equally applicable to LLP also, right? And similarly, if you see GC Act, General Contract Act, or interpretation of statutes, you'll be finding these laws are also applicable wherever there is an interpretational issue in any of the act. So they generally, give you the general interpretation where there is some kind of ambiguity in the interpretation or there is no clarity. Suppose in that case, these GC Act or the interpretation of the statutes acts will help you to draw or construe the general interpretation of the law, in what sense that law may be taken or it may be construed or it may be taken its meaning, to drive its sense, the intention. So that all is being can be done through the way of interrelating the act. So one should not read any law in isolation unless and until something is contradictory. If something is contradictory, then definitely there the specific act law prevails. There's also a famous interpretational law, right, where there's something special, then at that time a general thing can be ignored. The special law, special thing will prevail over the general things. So yes, you're saying something.
Generally a special willis. So you have to refer this, don't go in for the maxims as of now. So journal things do not prevail. Journal prevails or specific prevails. So always specific things prevail over the journal things. So let's have a flair of the subject. So the paper is known as corporate and other laws. And this paper is of 100 marks. Okay. So the syllabus is basically divided into two parts. One is your company law. Yeah. One is your company law plus LLP. And the other is other laws portion. In this company law plus LLP portion is of 70 marks. And the other laws portion is for 30 marks. So in the company law portion, what all we are basically covering? We are covering section 1 to 148 of the Companies Act plus the sections related to, that is chapter 22 of the Companies Act 2013, that is from section 379 onwards, related to companies incorporated outside India. Okay, so section 1 to 148 and provisions related to companies incorporated outside India. Okay, then for LLP, we are covering the entire act, but very limited rules as of now for you students, since you have just come up from the foundation. Okay, then in the other law portion, we have three major topics. In the other laws portion, that is for 30 marks, we have majorly three portions. One is your Journal Clauses Act 1897, which is commonly known as the GC Act 1897. Then we have the interpretation of statutes. So interpretation of statutes is not basically any act, but it's a way, it's a universal law to interpret the laws all across the country and many times, if I must say, all across the world.
In fact, these laws are basically used while interpretation in the courts. Okay, so basically this is not an act, but this is something defining the principles, the maxims on the basis of which the court interprets the law. Suppose if there is any ambiguity in the law, if there is something mischievous thing, in that case, they utilize the literal interpretation rules or mischief rules or golden rules, and then they interpret the law as per the, that circumstances, they apply these principles that are interpretations of statutes.
And then, since we know that the country is growing and going global at every second, so we have the Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. So that will be dealing with your management, procurement of the foreign exchanges.
Yes. And this act is very important, not only to regulate, that the investment, either any kind of the foreign exchange coming in India or it's going out of India. In that case, how these, transactions can be regulated and managed, that is being covered under the FEMA Act. And this FEMA Act related information, amendments, and everything you'll be finding on the RBI website.
If you want to, like we have been telling you about this, the Companies Act from the MCA, LLP from the MCA, Journal Clauses Act was done way beyond like 1897, and it's not much revised as of now. So, but FEMA is like revised again and again. However, at your level, a very limited scope has been kept for FEMA.
That is, you can be reading up till only section 6.
Along with the schedules.
Along with certain schedules are there. Only schedules related to the current account transaction as well as permissible capital account transaction.
So this is the broad framework what all you will be reading in the subject as well as these classes. So I hope so now at least you understand that these are all the things that you have to read.
Yes, when you are reading any of these topic or the subject of the act, don't forget to read the objective prescribed, because this objectives only described how much in depth you have to go into the subject, because that will be as per whatever the skill wise specification grid has been provided. Because if you see for this Companies Act, what the objective has been given, to understand the law, whatever given over there, so as to develop an ability to apply and analyze these laws. That means you need to have, application and analysis of the subjects. That means for the Companies Act as well as for the LAP, your level of understanding should be high in comparison to the other laws, because other laws only prescribed about general understanding or basic understandings. So there you only need to have the understanding of the law, not much on the application side or the analytical approach that you need to follow for understanding of the subject. But yes, for Companies Act, which is the main act for being a chartered accountant, you require a main grip or hold on this particular acts, LLP as well as the Companies Act. As earlier that Shraddha has told you, these two acts are very important, because whenever you enter into the corporates, or you just want to, suppose if your any friends comes to you and just ask, I want to open some company, then definitely what are the compliances that you need to follow, what are the rules that you need to comply with in order to come out with the legally, you can say legally nature of the entity. Yes, so you should be knowing about these are the laws that regulates all these things. Similarly, if you want to go for the LLP, then how many people should be there to open the LLP? Then you should be knowing how it can be operationalized. What are the legal acts that can be done? Suppose if any one of the partner leaves, suppose the firm, the partnership, then what shall be the nature of the LLP? So these are all things given over there. How you can operationalize the this working of partnership that has been given under the LLP Act, limited liability partnership, certain with limited liability. It has been, it is a mixture of, as already said, the Companies Act as well as the Partnership Act. So
supposedly someone near to, like in the locality that you are living, someone asks you that okay, we have heard about the one person company, how to open it, or what are the benefits of opening a one person company. Then if you know the provisions, you will be in a better position to make them understand, okay, this is how it is, and these are the benefits and these are the provisions. You don't have to tell them that, oh, as per section 3 and rule 3 and all those things, but as a layman also,
yes,
you should know that okay, all this is new as in
yes. And sorry, yeah, I have continue. Yeah,
like we have the 2013 Act, but still many people are not aware of all these things.
Yes. And even suppose if you are not well aware of it, since you have read somewhere, so you know that this is being related to the Companies Act. So you can refer that moment, this relevant act, and then you can guide the person or you can tell about it. Similarly, if suppose there is something, you are in India and you're outside, your friend is there, and he just want to open, he's having an outside company is there, and he again want to open his,
Branch.
some branch, you can say, so he just want to open in India.
So whether they want to open it as a
Whether
branch or
yes,
as an agent or as a PE, okay. So if all those things are there, then FEMA becomes important. Companies
FEMA is
incorporated
important. Companies
is
incorporate
incorporated
outside
outside
India.
India,
Then what shall
provisions
be?
become
Yes.
important
What
because
shall be the mode of registration to be done within India? What are the requirements? Then everything comes into the picture. So that is why this Companies Act as well as the LLP Act is very important. In order also that if suppose in future also you want to open your own company or you just want to run your own firm, consultancy, legal firm, then in or any kind of the firm, then definitely these rules will be definitely helping you a lot. It doesn't require any expert opinion to go outside for it. In fact, you can do at your own.
so this is how your syllabus is operating. And as now this is important, as we have saying that you need to have a knowledge of the provisions and you need to apply it. At the foundation level, the application portion was quite less. But at the intermediate level, you need to be well aware that most of the questions that you will be doing will be your application
Application based.
basis.
Yes.
Now that brings me to another point. We will not be discussing, ma'am, one doubt, please enlighten. Do we need to learn FATCA and FEMA?
Only FEMA. We are restricting only to FEMA at the intermediate our started accountancy course. So don't you does not need to go apart from these acts to any other acts. So kindly limit yourself to whatever is given in the syllabus. And that is why we are discussing here, so that you're not being diverted at all.
And that brings me to another point, like which I was just discussing. We will not be discussing the examination paper pattern as a whole here because that for that we welcome Abhinav. So for that we have separate class like BUS and success that we will be taking just before the examination, like 1 month before the examination or 2 months before the examination. We have specific classes for that also. IUS is basically your interpretation of statutes. Sorry for using the short forms.
Yes.
Short forms हम use कर सकते हैं, आप नहीं use कर सकते
ये
हैं
आप लोगों
in
के
your
लिए learning है.
examination.
Yes, during the examination you should
Not
use
use
these
short
kind of
forms.
abbreviated or if you are using suppose some common terminology is there which is in usage actually, so you can first mention in detail the full form and then you can use accordingly the abbreviated form.
So that brings I
yes.
wanted not to talk about exams here, but sorry.
But okay, that Himanshi is asking about interpretation of statutes.
No short forms, no WhatsApp
Yes.
language, and no SMS language. That's my go-to line in every session. Please don't use that language, especially in your examinations. Is it necessary to remember every article and section number? It's not practically possible.
अरे वो हमारे लिए भी possible नहीं है. But yes, we try to read along with the section number and to the extent possible, we go with the, that retaining of the main sections. And this is what we are expecting from you students also, because this writing of section in examination is actually adding a spice to your answer. Somewhere it brings a, whatever you have written, it brings greenery. Somewhere it affects on your presentation. So one should try to write down, of course, and you should try to read also whenever you're reading any section, to read along with the section numbers. So definitely that will make you to retain that section number. So you can quote, at least main section number is required to be read and to be retained.
Like if you are reading dividend, even if you are not able to remember the exact subsection, that is not even
no required. No
not
subsection
required.
is required.
But if you are reading dividend, then you know it starts from section 123.
Yeah.
So it's not we have learned it. It's like whenever we read it, and that's where the practice of reading from the study material as well as from the Bare Act comes. Whenever you are reading the Bare Act, na, they will just write section 123. They will read like 123 is written. So it automatically comes to your mind that okay, section 123. आपका mind उसी तरीके से सोचने लगता है. You start thinking like that. Okay. So coming to the exams, not the examination pattern, but it is important for you to understand this thing here. Like we were talking about the application and analysis basis, is that you will get the 100 marks paper is there. The 30 marks are dedicated to MCQs. Okay. And all these MCQs generally are application basis. What does that mean? Application basis का हम इतनी देर से बोले जा रहे हैं, मतलब क्या है?
नाम से ही पता चलता है एप्लीकेशन मीन्स टू अप्लाई, लेकिन किस चीज पे अप्लाई और क्या चीज अप्लाई करना? वेरी सिंपल, अ क्वेश्चन इज गिवन, सम सिनेरियो इज गिवन, सम सिचुएशन इज गिवन, some information is given to you, and after reading that information you should try to recall to which particular situation the law will be applied over there, to which law it relates first of all, and what are the legal provisions that will be applying over there. So applying in that situation the relevant law, and then you'll be concluding ki yes, on the basis of this law and as on the basis of the legal you can say the issues given in the question, the following shall be the conclusion. The law will be applied in the following manner, thus resulting into the following results, you can say, the conclusions. So that is application. And
So
if
it
analysis come again, then student might may ask Shraddha, what is the difference between application and analysis?
so the thing is, if I have to put it very simply, like KNC, which we say knowledge and comprehension, or comprehension knowledge, it's like recalling the provision and then writing it. Simple. It's like what is your KNC, knowledge and comprehension, and why is generally your application and analysis. So
Yes.
why application and analysis? These are two things.
Yes, these are two separate things. Yes.
Application and analysis are two things. Let's start from KNC, which is a knowledge and comprehension. Supposedly, the question comes like describe or explain the meaning of foreign currency. Now, as a student, think about it. What they are asking you: explain, describe, list. Do you have to analyze what they are saying? Given, are they giving you, even if they have given you a situation, are they asking you to analyze that situation? No, they're simply asking you to state something. So that is what, when the question is with related to what is your name? Nisha Gupta. Simple. Okay. But when I will be asking you, I will be giving you a situation and then asking you, okay, in this situation, what is your answer? Like, suppose you all know some technical glitch happened. So the question at that time was not what, it was why. And then I had to apply my knowledge. I had to analyze the situation, apply my knowledge or apply the knowledge of the technical team, and then arrive at a decision. And thereby, I concluded that we need to stop the class for some time, and then we again resumed it. So
Yes.
this is application and analysis.
Yes.
A situation is given. You need to, अब आप इसमें किसको अप्लाई करोगे? एनालाइज को आप
बहुत ही मतलब अच्छा श्रद्धा, you have explained it very well, just connecting with the live example that we have went just a few minutes before. So yes, you continue, then I would give an example also on this.
So the point is application and analysis. Application of what? The provision. And analysis of what? Of the given situation. तो आपको अप्लाई करनी है नॉलेज अपनी, ठीक है, एंड देन आपको एनालाइज करनी है वो सिचुएशन. तो एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द प्रोविजन and analysis of the facts or situation given, and then correlating both of them and then giving you a conclusion. So why I'm telling you this is the exact way जो बच्चे ने मुझसे, बहुत सारे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चों ने पूछा, मैम आंसर कैसे लिखना है, बस यही पूरी ट्रिक है.
सबसे अच्छा मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल बताती हूँ. एक जैसे सपोज इफ एनी ऑफ यू जस्ट हायर द सर्विसेज ऑफ एन ऑटो और सपोज कैब. So what will happen? What will be there are two peoples over there. One is the passenger and other is the driver. Okay. Now what passenger will see? Passenger will be just having focusing on the meter, who is reflecting that the fare with every crossing of the kilometers. His focus will be over there. Okay. And what will be the intention or the focus of the driver will be? Just to make that passenger to reach at the destination. So here there's a difference of application and analysis, because passenger is thinking from different aspect, is totally focusing on the meter, whatever fare is reflecting and changing after each and every crossing of that kilometers. So he is analyzing कि हो इतना पैसा हो गया. I mean, I have just crossed 2 kilometers पे this much is the amount, this much fare is coming, and after in this way he'll be just analyzing कि okay, it will take now this much time, अभी इतना time लगेगा, still it is very far away from my destination, but it hardly matters to the driver. Driver is only knowing I have to drop that particular fellow to the desired destination. So this is what the difference is. So here you need to be like a passenger. Whatever the thing is given, whatever the facts has been given, you need to understand first. Then you need to see where the issue lies within. Issue means legal issue. And once you are through with the legal issue, okay, this is the issue, then you will find out, okay, now here this thing will prepare, and you will just give supportive, that legal provision in order to draw the conclusion. Okay, this should be applied, and accordingly, after applying this should be the result. This is the application and analysis. So, for example, there are various terminologies that are being used in the examinations. Whenever in the examination that provisions or that verbs are being used, so you should decide which nature of questions they are testing in the examination. If they are using the verb analyze, okay, then definitely they are testing your application and analytical nature of the question. If they're using discuss, or they're using examine, or something relating to something develop, something like that, recommend, so they are just testing what you will analyze the situation, how you're going to analyze. So that is about the nature of the questions. And if it's similarly knowledge based, so direct nature of the question will be there. So that could easily be done directly based on the provisions. You doesn't require to apply your mind. Whatever is given in the act, whatever has been asked in that, that's it. That will be a simpler knowledge and comprehension based.
Okay. So that brings me to another thing, ma'am. आजकल एक ना नया टर्म चल पड़ा है and it is like ICAR or IRAC something. Many people are using that. I have seen it in Chat GPT also. कि how to present an answer. Okay. My aim right now, or rather I should say our aim is not to make you only memorize things. आप अपने आप से सोचो. Many students are asking, how should we write the answer? How should we write the answer? The point is, as a layman, forget about the law. Forget about the law. अगर मैंने आपको कोई if I am giving you any situation and I am asking for a solution, just think about it. How will you see that situation? Let's think from a very neutral layman's point of view. I have given you a situation. You are going to a party, okay? And you have to, students, just take it from the point of view of that, okay, how to read the law. Understand that हम हर चीज को as a fixed path लेके ना चलते हुए अगर हम उसका खुद अपने लिए रूल डिवाइस करेंगे ना, if we devise the rules on our own, we will be doing it without any pressure. So ma'am, you have to go to a party and you have to decide a dress. So what is there? She has to look for 3 things.
Yes. So let me tell. As a being an just a layman, as you said, simply, if suppose I have to go party for selfie, on what is the theme of the party? What purpose? What is the party being held for? What you can say the intent of the party. Suppose it is a something like birthday party or some kind of, you can say, like some marriage occasion. So it depends upon what nature of the party it is.
So this is facts analysis.
Okay, the situation. Okay. And after situation, you will see pick out the dresses. In
What
dresses,
he has.
okay, whatever is available with me, that I will see.
So that is the provision.
Yes. And once accordingly I'm dressed up, that is the conclusion.
So she has to now, if she has to now look for the provision, like she has 7 dresses, which may suit the situation, then she has to analyze both all those dresses and see which is most suitable.
Suppose if I'm having 2 dresses I like very much, and they are really very well suited to the occasion also, suppose, then I will go with it, which one is suiting to me more better.
So that is conclusion.
That is.
So that's how you decide. Don't go by the exact words. इससे beyond हम आपको example से better नहीं सकते. Law में it's like so easy many a times if you understand that what to say. Obviously, somewhere it is expected out of you to write a bit of a legal flared language. I'm not saying legal language, a legal flared language.
Structured language, you can
Yes,
say.
that's the correct word. The structured language should be there, but that will come automatically. You don't have to like die for that. It's like if you keep on reading it again and again and again, you will be able to do it.
Even not mere reading will work over here. Not mere reading,
Not
writing also plays equal role, dear friends. So writing will just add a, that shining, or it will polish your skills. When you start writing now, so definitely automatically it will come into the flow. As in when you started writing an answer, automatically you will started writing in the structured manner, yeah, as per the legal, the language that automatically will run over there. So this is what we are saying, not mere reading but writing practice. So more and more suggested answers you should solve. You should go with the mock test papers. And even whenever you feel like, whenever you are writing any provision in the form of notes also, certain important sections you are writing down, which sections you're not able to easily retain, then you should write it down. Because writing definitely puts more footprints on your, that is more stronger in the retention. So that should be developed along with the reading, the writing part also.
Okay, so Omkar is saying that, ma'am, how can we begin the answer without mentioning the section number? What is the other way? So we have other ways, but please let's not resort to that from the first lecture itself.
अभी तो
Omkar,
हमें कोशिश करनी है
कि
ओमकार
आप
that we read along with the section and we should try to write the sections.
है अदर वेज, लेकिन वो
ठीक है.
लेट्स कीप इट फॉर लाइक अगर हम नहीं कर पाते हम पहले वी शुड नॉट लूज होप एट द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंसेस. Okay, and Hina is saying, ma'am, we have to write the answer same as given in the study material, or we can use some simple way. Simple way as in no short forms, no diagrams, no bullet points, representation.
And even it doesn't mean that if you are writing in the simple way, it may be just missing out some of the important key aspects. That should not be. Complete provision should be there. So that you need to consider that complete provision should be there. And of course, you can write down in the pointers.
Yes, you can write in pointers, write in legible English language, or if
Yes.
you have chosen Hindi, then in legible आप हिंदी, शुद्ध हिंदी, जो कि आपका ये लॉ को, मेरी भी हिंदी लॉ के केस में इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, सो लॉ को पर्टेन करती हुई जो आपकी हिंदी होगी ना, आप उससे रिलेटेड लिखिए. ओके,
मतलब आप जब लिखेंगे तो आपकी लैंग्वेज शुड बी इन हिंदी. आप मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि एकदम शुद्ध उसको लिखने के चक्कर में, मतलब ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप उसको लिख ही ना पाए. जस्ट ट्राई कि इसका क्लियर सेंस निकल रहा हो, प्रॉपर थोड़ा लैंग्वेज में हो, जो फ्लो होता है ना, लैंग्वेज की करेक्टनेस होती है, दैट शुड बी देयर.
मैम, इज इट मैंडेटरी टू गिव एनालिसिस ऑफ द क्वेश्चन? बाय एनालिसिस इट्स नॉट लाइक कि you have to be like, okay, this is happening, so this is happening, though this is happening. Somewhere you have to correlate. Like the fact analysis that we are saying is you write the provision of the act and somewhere you link the facts of the question with the provision. So
with
somewhere
the provisions also, what is being asked with reference to what the question is asking about. Matlab somewhere something is either non-complied or something which is act which is not required to be done, or they have missed it. So you have to point out, okay, where that lacuna is there between the compliances as well as something which they need to do it. So you have to find out that within the information that has been given in the question, and then you need to say ki, yes, law specifies this, and according to law this is the requirement in such a situation, and that part is missing. So you have to find out that legal issue application. That means the legal provision, as Shraddha said, this is the legal provision, this is the legal issue. Legal issue means something which is not been done or complied with or not followed, and then syncing both the things ki, so the provision specifies this and this is missing within the situation, or this is missing within the information, and accordingly following shall be the conclusion.
Okay. So students, since you are generally from the foundation route, the technical team will give you the WhatsApp link in the chat box. Okay, so since you are from the foundation route generally, so you know about this small company, the limits for small company, fast. Ma'am, can you just pass me the study material? If you have more okay. Fast. Direct entry, it's okay. No problem, Himani. The students who are from the डायरेक्ट एंट्री, नहीं मेरे बच्चों कोई तो होगा मैम. इफ एनी चेंजेस आर पॉसिबल अबाउट द सिलेबस टू May 20,
नहीं, अभी कोई
May
possibility नहीं है.
26 के लिए कोई नहीं है possibility. As far as the students are saying that a new material may come for May 2026, it may, but we would say that don't wait for it. Start your studies right now. If you wait for it, it will take another 3 to 4 months if it will come.
और दूसरी बात ये पूरा चीज तो चेंज भी नहीं
चेंज
हो
ही
रहा है.
नहीं होगी, तो
Syllabus
there is
आपका
no
यही रहेगा. अगर कुछ भी फिर रिवीजन होता है, there can be certain kind of amendments that can be added or certain kind of explanation as and where required. So in that case, you should not wait for the new edition of the study material. Kindly
yes
go with whatever is
yes
there with
this
you.
July
as of now.
2024.
Yes.
Okay, so students are responding. Medha, ma'am, can we make them understand by giving example? Yes, sure, but do keep in mind it is necessary to provide the provision and substantiate your answer with an example. It cannot be the other way around, that you give the example and let them have the flair of the provision on their own. So you can substantiate or answer with an example, but recently I read one good thing in for giving example. It should not be like that. You should compensate on the provision as well as don't get swayed by giving example, because this is just for substantiating. It's not your exact answer.
And further it depends if specifically has been asked in the question. So kindly do accordingly.
सिर्फ एक बेबी ने मुझे जवाब दिया है, कृष्णा ने, उसने भी गलत लिमिट बताई है.
ये चीज स्मॉल कंपनी की. तो बेटा स्मॉल कंपनी का प्रोविजन अच्छे से पढ़ना, because many times the questions are being tested in the examination and this is
I
the
want
basis.
to give you an example and I'm thinking now whether I should give you that example or not if you don't remember small companies limit.
क्योंकि लिमिट के ऊपर तो अक्सर क्वेश्चंस आते हैं और लिमिट के बेसिस पे यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट वेदर सच कंपनीज आर स्मॉल कंपनी और नॉट. And even there are exceptions also, so you need to read the provisions very carefully and very nicely. मतलब एक नॉर्मल स्मॉल कंपनी बनने के लिए क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, क्या पैरामीटर्स है वो, और उसके अलावा किन कंपनीज को आप उस कैटेगरी में नहीं रखेंगे. और क्वेश्चंस घुमा के पूछे जाते हैं. आपको भले पैरामीटर्स दिए होंगे लेकिन आपको एक्सेप्शन वाली कंपनी के रेफरेंस में दिया होगा, तो फिर आप अगेन घूम जाएंगे. सो यू नीड टू हैव अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द लीगल प्रोविजन.
As per section 2, thank you. I will not take the name of the student right now. As per section 2, small company does not
need to add cash flow
in its financial statement. I asked about what is small company.
और आप बेटा किस चीज का जवाब दे रहे हो?
कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट, जो कि फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट में एक एक्सेप्शन है. See, this is what happens. Beta, just I'm not taking the name of the student deliberately here. The point is, this is how we write answers in the examination also.
क्योंकि जो पूछा है आपको उसके रेफरेंस पे जवाब देना है. अब आपसे पूछा क्या है श्रद्धा मैम ने, एंड यू आर गिविंग other way around something other thing related to the small company. Okay, so definitely that will not award your marks. So kindly take care कि what is the requirement of the question. Question क्या पूछ रहा है. So kindly read the question properly.
So I'm just, if it is visible to you, no, they can just have a brief look at that. For section 285, which is your small company, the limit is 4 crore and 40 crores. I'm not going much in details. Those having turnover below 250 crore and borrowing 50 crore.
बेटा ये small company का है.
I am like,
कोई बात नहीं है बेटा. I will request to go through the provisions.
And please आप लोग LVC जरूर करना.
और मैं आपको बता रही हूँ dear students, if you are going to through LVC classes, the technical sessions that are going to start soon, that definitely will give you a broad insight on these important terminologies.
Now I will take the name. It's
Pratiksha.
Pratiksha Rajput, 4 crore and 40 crore.
Yes,
correct.
Pratiksha. And please do take the first session, preliminary session. In fact, every session is important. But yeah, yes, because why I'm emphasizing on the first session, because we will be discussing about these important terminologies that is being, relevant and that is being referred in everywhere under the Companies Act 2013. So that is very important.
So Why I started with this small company wala thing was is that many students were asking that fact analysis wala thing. So suppose a question says that a public limited company has a turnover of 20 crore, okay, and a paid up share capital of 4 crore. Can it be classified as
How much you said turnover?
turnover of 20 crore
Okay.
and paid up share capital of 3.5 crore?
Hmm.
And it's a public limited company.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a public limited company. So can it be classified as a small company?
Yes.
I'm not making an exact situation. I'm just putting the facts as it is. So I know the provision. I'm not telling you the exact that the turnover has to be within page.
एडिशन ये तो एक्सरसाइज के लिए डिस्कन create new layer. From here we can.
Ma'am, let me just tell them what I was
चलो
telling.
तुम बताओ.
Let's not take their time.
हाँ.
ये पहले कोई हटा. So the point is that if a company is like that, so can it be? So if you're writing the provision that the turnover has to be like below turnover has to be below 40 crores and the paid up share capital has to be below 4 crores, then in this situation you have to why we are saying analysis of the facts. It is not like always you have to put a very pomp and show on the analysis. You will say since it's a public limited company, though the turnover it's meeting the criteria of turnover and paid up share capital, but since it is a public limited company, so it cannot be categorized as a small company. Okay, as we know that for being a small company, it has always to be a private limited company. So I hope now it's clear. So you need to say that a private limited company having a paid up share capital which is below 4 crore and so here it's not or and the turnover of which does not exceed 40 crore during the immediately preceding financial year. Students, I noticed that you are thinking that I'm not using the exact terminologies. So these are the exact terminologies that you need to use. So in the given situation, since the company is in the given situation, though the company meets the criteria of turnover and the paid up share capital, but it is mentioned that it is a public limited company. Hence, the said XYZ company cannot be classified as a small company. I hope it's clear. Paid up share capital, this. No, it's a public company. Correct. No, Abhinav, correct. Vaishnavi, it cannot be considered. Correct. Medha, okay, turnover does not exceed 40 crore, not exceeding 100 crore. In the two classes that are yet to come, we will discuss that how this is done. It's like why 40 and why simultaneously they have written 100 also. Rajni, no, correct is the correct answer. Wasim, are we allowed to write the provision as per our understanding exactly as the provision intends to, or it must write provisions quote unquote? No, 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 it's not possible for any person to quote unquote. We are in the habit of writing it because we have been reading it like I don't even remember how many times we must have read it. Then also, while I was telling you, I had to think about the words. But once I got into the flow, it becomes automatically easy for me to write it.
That is why it is being said in the examination when you start doing up the paper, the first answer normally takes more time because you, in order to come into a flow, it takes a time. Similarly, what the Shraddha said, कि time लगा थोड़ा flow में आने में, थोड़ा सोच का. तो similarly in the examination also, you should not lose your panic. Start, just think it, and then automatically you will start just writing in a flow fast and easily and in a correct manner.
Okay, so many students, now let me take this question also, as many students are saying that can we attempt this for January 2026? Technically saying, this session is meant for May 2026 students, September 2026 and January 2027. But for this paper, since all the sessions will end by somewhere like mid of December, so you can attend it for January 2026 also. However, the positive point is that you will be reading it like very early on, like reading it and then simultaneously preparing
Preparing also.
for
Yes.
examination. The drawback is that may make you a bit lethargic. Okay, जब मैम कराएंगे तब हम करेंगे, हम
हाँ,
दिसंबर
ऐसा
तक
नहीं
का वेट करेंगे
नहीं,
फिर.
वो भी है, and otherwise now it's the time to focus on each and every subject in a timely manner to complete your syllabus also and to get prepare yourself for the January 2026 exams. So that way you need to best utilize your time also. The time management is very important. So kindly see that your time is not much wasted. So do accordingly. Just do at your own pace the preparation. But however, you can see the lectures in order to get revised, or wherever you have any doubt, you can go with your doubt during the sessions.
So that's clear. Is there anything else?
Then we can go a bit about the paper pattern.
30% marks are there, 70 we
So we
told
think
you.
like about the just giving an apprising with the question paper,
Hmm.
so that it will help you. Yes, these are the nature of the questions that are being tested in the examinations. Okay, dear
So
friends,
100 marks paper is there.
choose the pen.
100 marks paper is there. So you have division A and division B, or part 1, part.
आराम से आराम से
आप देखो. Division A, Division B. Division A is your MCQs. So MCQ portion you have to do. All questions are compulsory.
Yeah.
Generally, all questions are of 2 marks. All are of application and analysis basis. And you have to fill it in your OMR sheet. For further instructions, always read the instructions that are given to you by the examination department.
Yes.
अगर आपने OMR sheet में नहीं भरा or directly you are writing just the answers, you may not be evaluated for the same. आपके 30 के 30 marks चले जाएंगे.
और सबसे इजी होता है स्कोर करना MCQs.
No reasoning is required.
पहली बात, इसमें आपकी कोई ड्राफ्टिंग की, कोई लीगल लैंग्वेज की कोई टेस्टिंग नहीं है. दूसरा, अगर आपने सही किया तो यू विल एक्वायर द फुल मार्क्स, 2 marks. ड्रॉबैक, if you lose marks, completely 2 marks
जाते हैं.
Yes, and sometimes your question जो पूछे जाते हैं, you will be finding that they are generally testing your, some questions are मतलब mostly all the questions are analytical based. Sometimes it may be pertaining to, mostly it is pertaining to the case, but sometimes it may be possible that it may be asked in the independent scenario on the basis of certain situation or presumption or assumption that if this happened, then what could be the situation. So that could be the possibility that you have to find out the most appropriate options given over there. Because in MCQ, basically what happens, options are so near. And in that case, there is a possibility that the intent of the paper set is check your understanding, how much good understanding of the concepts you have. So they frame the options in such a manner in order to just test your, just to test you in a proper manner, how much hold you have on the subject. So the options are so near in order to confuse you. So read the options carefully. It may be possible some missing of here, there, not is added or something like, not exceeding something
And or
negative way they may ask the option or, and as Shraddha is saying. So read all the options correctly and then mark and then just recall what the section was exactly saying about and what were the requirement of that particular provisions and then mark the options. And if it is asked with reference to the scenario, then of course do in line with the scenario, not on independent basis of the legal provision, but as per the scenario, what could be the situation or what could be the law applied over there. That could be the application base. So sometimes there may be a date calculation also. That is the application of the law. Okay, some dates are given, some facts are given, some figures are given. So please read that properly, the date, the timelines, the conduct of meeting, suppose, or sometimes the date when the some shares are issued, then you need to have a relevance ki what is the relevance of giving the dates over there. So you should read all the dates. Just don't ignore. Maybe possible some question may be based on the calculation in how many time period the particular shares may be issued, yeah, when the meeting may be conducted. So you need to have a proper, कहते हैं ना जिससे बच्चों को little bit they have the confusion in retention of this time periods. So in that case, you have to frame a proper, notes. In the notes, you need to properly mention this time period. Read with the time period so that it will help you in these kinds of MCQ based questions in specific. And of course, sometimes it is being tested in the descriptive questions also. So read this time periods. Don't ignore कि हम तो कर ही नहीं पा रहे, हमें तो इनके ना वो कितने समय के लिए होता है या what are the time frames which are not able to retain. So it's only the way out कि simply write the important dates or the time frames with respect to the particular act or the thing so that you can retain that particular time period of the particular requirements.
So in this case, like the way I was telling you that law समझना होता है, यहाँ पे रटना पड़ता है.
थोड़ा बहुत तो रटना पड़ेगा क्योंकि ऐसा
थोड़ा
नहीं हो
बहुत.
हाँ, लॉ को रटना मतलब आपको ये तो पता करना ही पड़ेगा कि वो किस चीज के बारे में क्या बोल रहा है एटलीस्ट. अब और जब वो बोल रहा है तो वो किस बेसिस पे बोल रहा है, व्हाट आर द बेस एंड व्हाट आर द रिक्वायरमेंट्स इन ऑर्डर टू go with that particular provision. So that means certain retention is being required.
So in division A, MCQ, all questions are compulsory, and the case scenarios will be there. They will be followed by 3 to 5 case scenarios, MCQs, and in every MCQ, 4 options will be given. You have to choose one correct, or rather, I should say, most appropriate option. Many a times, what happens is, uh, sometimes, not many a times, there can be situations where you will feel that, okay, more than one option is correct. Then, in that situation, choose the most appropriate option. Okay. And there is no negative marking. That
No.
is a very positive point. If you write the wrong answer, then obviously 2 marks are cut, but beyond that, there is no deduction. Like in many papers, professional papers, there is negative marking is also there for giving wrong answers. Then you don't need to give any reasoning.
No, not required.
And in this, the positive is that it's like a coin. Like it has both the sides in a very positive, easy manner. If someone is well versed with the provision and their application and analysis basis is very good, they are very good at MCQs, and they finish their MCQs like sometimes in 20-30 minutes also. The students who have good reading power and their analysis is also good and they have good retention of the provisions. So what happens is they just read it and they get the answers, and students do get 28, 26 marks are very common in MCQs out of 30.
That is why it is being said this is
It's
a
very
great
skill.
हाँ मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा benefit है for you students because in descriptive answer how much good answer you may have written.
You will not get
हाँ, yes.
like 5 if the question is of 5 marks. How much can you get? 4? Even if you have written the best, 4.5 kinds, I think. Like
that too मतलब काफी अच्छा है. 4 is means something you have done very nicely, very मतलब nicely you have written the answer. But most probably you can think 3.5 or 3. That could be an average. मतलब कि अगर कोई अच्छा स्टूडेंट कह रहा है कि I have written it nicely then. And if it is an extraordinary good मतलब तब जाके उसका 4 नंबर का बनता है. So in that case, you'll be seeing that though he has written so much, but he has acquired only of 3.5, 3 or 4 marks. But in MCQs, you can school full out of full, and that to no writing that you can say that writing skill is being required over there.
And there is one more thing. Many a times students come to us and say that, ma'am, मैंने तो सब कुछ ठीक लिखा था, but मेरे marks नहीं आए. The point is, in a descriptive question, there is a chance of me liking me as in whosoever is checking your paper. I'm not the paper checker. I'm saying whosoever is checking your paper, they may like your writing style or not. Because neither the person who is checking the paper will be just checking word to word, neither you will be writing word to word the legal language. So there is error of liking or not liking your writing style. Okay. But in case of MCQs, there is no such error. It's either black or white. There is no gray in between. So that's the positive point with the MCQ. And drawback, we told you that
Full deduction.
black or white is there. In case of descriptive, which we told you that 70 marks portion is there. So in that, generally you get, as per the past paper pattern, 6 questions. And out of those 6 questions, generally one question is compulsory. Okay. And that means in that you have to attempt all the subparts that are given. If you don't, you lose marks. Then out of the remaining 5 questions, you have to attempt any 4. Okay. This is all as per past pattern that we are telling you. And of every question is further divided into subparts. Like if question 1 is there, then question 1A, 1B, 1C kinds. Okay. That is there. And sometimes, or generally what we have seen is that in the choice questions, there will be a question in which there is an internal choice also given many a times. Sometimes it may not also be given. So this is a broad framework of the paper pattern that you will be given. And it will be a mix of both CK and AA. Even the CK questions are kind of AA only because as you are growing, your application and analysis basis will definitely go up.
Okay, now something about writing the answers. But these are the general things which you need to take care of writing of the answers.
Few of the queries we are getting 2 to 3 repeated queries.
Yeah.
One student is already left to whom I said that okay, you need to wait for some time so that we can answer it later.
Yeah.
So Medha is saying that, ma'am, can I give 2 to 2 subjects in Jan 26, May 26 and September 26?
बेटा जहाँ तक मैं बच्चों को ये कहूंगी बेटा you can choose either both the groups or either of the group wise you can go it.
अगर आप Medha, can I talk to you? Okay. Can I talk to you in Hindi? Okay. Okay, so the question is 2 to 2. This is not just her. We get this query from many students actually. Like 6 subjects are there. Supposedly, I'm taking her name. Don't take it on yourself only. Take it as an example for every student. So Mr. M is saying that, Miss M is saying that we have to, can we give 2 to 2? Supposedly, she gives 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2 in her January 26 attempt. Okay, just listen and then we can discuss on this. Like you are giving 2 papers, okay? And it becomes now necessary for you, if you don't want to give these paper again in May 26, to score 60 marks. Then only you will get an exemption. Are you understanding? If in an attempt you do not want to give the paper again, then it is necessary for you to have an exemption in that paper. Okay.
And exemption prevails up till 3 attempts.
3 attempts. As of now, exemption prevails for 3 attempts. So you give 2 papers, paper 1, paper 2. Okay. You have to clear with an exemption these 2 papers. Then in May 26, you will give paper 3. Okay. And in that you have to anyhow secure 40 marks. I'm like, because in total you need 50% to clear the group. But that is never advisable. Reason being, what will happen? Suppose you do not clear paper 3A and 3B. Now, this will roll over to May 26. If you do not clear it again, it will roll over to September 26. And if you do not clear it again, sometimes paper can be such, then it will maximum roll over to January 27. And then these 2 papers exemption will also be withdrawn.
Is there provision, Shraddha, ki means group wise we can
Then
skip any of the
there,
subjects?
as far as I know, when you need to read the guidelines of the exam, you have to appear in all the papers.
With the
Like
group
for
wise,
the
you
group.
can go with the group wise, either group 1 containing
और
3
ऐसे नहीं
papers
कि
or 4
इसमें आपको
papers.
कुछ भी नहीं करना, आपको तीनों पेपर जो आप दोगे उसमें कुछ ना कुछ तो कोई लिमिट है. यू नीड टू रीड द एग्जाम गाइडलाइंस, समथिंग लाइक कि आपको पेपर या तो अटेम्प्ट करना होता है और इतनी देर तक करना होता है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. और बेटा समटाइम्स इट्स लाइक इट इज easier to clear the group. This is for all the student. It is easier to clear the group than to think कि ओके दिस अटेम्प्ट में हम ये वाला पेपर कर लेते हैं और बाद में हम कोई और कर लेंगे. आप ये जरूर कर सकते हो कि आप किसी एक या दो पेपर पे थोड़ा ज्यादा फोकस करो फ्रॉम द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू ऑफ गेटिंग एन एग्जेम्पशन, कि आप में इससे 60 आ जाए तो अगर आपका थोड़ा कोई वीक एरिया है तो उसका आप 45-50 लाके उसको कवर कर लोगे, क्योंकि 150 आपको टोटल में काउंट हो और इंडिविजुअली तो आपको 40 मार्क्स लाने ही होते हैं. So I would suggest, Medha, if you still have any query, I just message me. I will tackle it. Okay? आप मुझे बता देना. ठीक है? And one more student, 3.5. Shank, what is 3.5? So, and there is one more thing. A student was asking that, ma'am, three students have asked that. I will not take their names. They are asking that, ma'am, we were doing our classes, the earlier batch that was there, and that which was meant for September 25, and now I left the batch somewhere in the middle, LVC classes or their studies in the middle. So now they want to either give January 26 or May 26. Okay. Situations will always come up for you wherein there will be difficulties. If you see, when today we started off with this lecture, we had some problems in the initial stage. We got something in the middle of the situation, but we cannot leave the situation. At least try and give the paper. You never know. You think you are not prepared for the paper. But if you are true to yourself and still you work on it, you can clear the papers.
There's one query, I suppose, raised by Himanshi with respect to she's asking whether if she does not, she's asking whether in individual paper she has get less than 40 marks.
No. Then your whole group is
Gone.
gone.
Because
apart from the subject in which you have scored more than 60 or more for exemption.
Basically, the first lap is 40% in each and every paper.
Then you can group clear the group.
And in order to pass, you need to aggregate secure 50 marks.
50%.
Yeah.
So it's like
50 marks, I'm saying 50%.
So
like 40%,
paper 1,
50%.
paper 2, paper 3. Minimum requirement इसमें भी 40. But 40 लाने से कुछ नहीं होगा because
aggregate भी आपको clear करना है.
So this total would be 120. Okay. So, but now your group, though you have cleared the papers, but you will not clear the group. For that, you need 40, 40, 40. And this aggregate should be 150.
Yes.
So that means if you have scored 40 in this paper 1, then rest 110 marks are to be scored from paper 2 and 3. Any combination.
Yes. I remember, I just want to give one advice to Medha as far as the problem was concerned. Just looking at this particular that requirement of the minimum marks. So Medha, the thing was कि भाई आपने ये पूछा था कि भाई अगर क्या कहते हैं इसको दो करके देने की बात कर रहे थे आप पेपर्स को डिफरेंट अटेम्प्ट्स में, तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट कि आप ऐसा नहीं करें, लेकिन इसके लिए आप एक चीज कर सकते हैं. सिंस एज ऑलरेडी वी हैव डिस्कस दैट 40% मार्क्स इज द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर इंडिविजुअल पेपर, तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको एक तो सिर्फ 40% हर एक पेपर में लाने के लिए जो एक कहते हैं ना आपकी जो बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स है, यानी पढ़ने के लिए जो जरूरी चीजें आप उस पर फोकस करिए. यानी कि आप जिन पेपर में आपका अच्छा होल्ड है उसमें ट्राई टू गेट 60%. ओके. बट इन द अदर पेपर इन विच यू आर फीलिंग लाइक दैट यू आर नॉट हैविंग अ गुड प्रिपरेशन, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू, एटलीस्ट ट्राई टू क्लियर एटलीस्ट द फर्स्ट लैप. फर्स्ट लैप इज व्हाट 40%. अगर आपने इतना भी कर लिया 40% भी 40% आप कैसे कर सकते हो? यू कैन फोकस ऑन इम्पोर्टेंट, यू कैन से some of the important concepts you can say which you feel like which looking at the past
For
attempt and
you, what
the
you feel is
chapters,
important, but
the
we
chapters which you feel like इसमें ज्यादा से coverage जो skill wise और section wise weightage है
but ये
accordingly
आपका
मतलब
रिस्क
secure
की अफेयर है, क्योंकि अगर आपने जहां सेलेक्टिव स्टडी पे गए, हम आज के डेट में
वो
पेपर में
emphasize नहीं कर रहे हैं, ना ही हम उस पर फोकस कर रहे हैं,
हाँ
बट इट
कभी
जस्ट
हो
वी आर गिविंग अ वे आउट कि आपको फर्स्ट लैब क्लियर करना है तो आपको वो टॉपिक चूज करना है इसमें ज्यादा कवरेज है. आपको ब्लूप्रिंट में जाना है, आपको सेक्शन वाइज वेटेज देखना है, वहां से आपको देखना है किन टॉपिक्स में से ज्यादा मार्क्स अलॉटेड टॉपिक्स कौन से हो, उस पर आप ज्यादा फोकस करना. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद आपका जो बैलेंस 10% बचता है टू गेन दिस एग्रीगेट मार्क्स, वो आप थोड़ा सा कोशिश करके आप उस चीज को क्लियर कर सकते हैं इन एग्रीगेट ऑल्सो. अगर आपने फर्स्ट 2 पेपर्स में अच्छे अगर सिक्योर कर ले तो आपका वो भी कवर अप हो जाएगा इन ऑब्टेनिंग द एग्रीगेट मार्क्स. बट यस दिस इंडिविजुअल रिक्वायरमेंट के लिए थोड़ा सा आपको यही चीज करना है कि आप अपने उन टॉपिक्स को सेलेक्ट करिएगा जिनका वेटेज ज्यादा असाइंड है. तो उसके बाद टाइम मिले तो आप दूसरे टॉपिक्स को देखिएगा. लेकिन दिस इज अ थिंग हाउ यू कैन गो विद इट इफ दिस इज द सिचुएशन, दो वी आर नॉट एम्फेसाइजिंग टू गो एज सच, बट दिस इज जस्ट अ सिंपल मतलब कि आप कुछ चीजों को अवॉइड कर सकते हो. यू कैन ट्राई फॉर दिस. If you're feeling like it, some issues are there with you, then in that case you can go with that.
okay. Then apart from that, like in 150 you have to score to pass the exam. Suppose in paper 1 you scored 39 and in paper 2 you oh in paper 1 you scored 39. 1 2 3. In paper 2 you scored 59 and in paper 3 you scored again
60.
not 60. 60 में तो exemption आ
हाँ,
जाएगी.
चलो then take it 58.
हाँ 58 59.
हाँ, चलो let's take.
So that means you have not cleared the group.
Yes, because individual paper में आपका
एक पेपर रह गया. Suppose अभी पूरा ग्रुप ही नहीं क्लियर होगा. Suppose a paper was there, in this you scored 60. Now in the next attempt, though your group in this attempt your group will not be considered as cleared because you have missed onto this paper, but what will happen in the next attempt, you are exempted from giving this paper, so you have to give paper 1 and paper 3. This is what exemption means. So I have read your situation. The only point is you can do it, there is no problem, and we are there to handhold you. Just see the classes, and somewhere in the middle, if you leave, you have to leave the classes, then we have the revisionary classes also. This is just for you, and you understand to whom I'm talking. Otherwise, for all other students, I request to take first the detailed classes and then only the revisionary classes. Okay, if I give single group but I pass in group 1 and fail in group 2, should I write group 1 again? No.
No, जो
The group
clear कर लिया वो
वो हो
clear
गया.
है.
Group wise अगर आपने
हाँ,
clear कर लिया
group
तो
wise.
clear है. And it doesn't have to be like it's
और ये
applicable
जरूर
for 3 attempts
बिल्कुल.
only
और
for
ये
group.
आप अपने कैलिबर को खुद जानते हैं. You know your ability also, and you also know your that strength, weakness and opportunity threats. So accordingly you go for it. Don't take much pressure कि मैं दोनों ग्रुप एक साथ कर लूं. If you feel like you know what are your weakness, where you stand strong, where what is your strength, so you can accordingly go and choose either both the groups or either group wise you can go ahead for it. Don't take much pressure कि मुझे एक ही बार में क्लियर करना है, मुझे दोनों ग्रुप साथ में करने हैं. Considering your situations and everything.
So since you have been asking about the questions again and again and again, so we are just writing that clear language plus structured answer. Haywire नहीं, चलो आज हम बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए. सही बात है.
पता चले हम क्या पढ़ाते हैं वो हमको भी नहीं पता. Okay, so if the answer is structured and it has a clear language, then you will get higher marks. So language should be such that it has a legal touch.
हाँ, legal touch. Legal touch means the language as given under the law. और ये ऐसे ही नहीं आएगी. पढ़ के तो आप सोचोगे मैं लिख लूंगा तो आप बिल्कुल नहीं लिख पाएंगे. आपको प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. Somewhere to the important जो आपके provisions हैं, जो थोड़े tough provisions हैं या जो बहुत frequently पूछे जाते हैं, try to do a practice of writing that that answers or the provisions, so that you get that legal touch, whatever we are expecting for. Legal touch means something expertise in your language. It should not be simply writing anything. तो वो भले ही सही भी होगा, though its meaning and sense is coming out correct, but it's not coming out in a proper manner, proper language. So that could be a little bit of, you can say, a drawback. So kindly focus on writing the language part.
Okay. So no generic answer. जैसे अभी हमने small company का पूछा था. I
वही
cannot give you a better example than that.
जो पूछा है वो दो, और उसको थोड़ा ऐसे जनरलाइज बिल्कुल नहीं, आपको थोड़ा उसको मतलब लीगल बैकग्राउंड जो है ना, यानी कि आपको लीगल सपोर्ट जो प्रोविजंस का आप दे रहे हैं, इट शुड बी रिलेटेड टू दैट.
So no verbatim reproduction because that's not
वो तो कोई भी
possible.
नहीं कर सकता.
Properly framed language, no flowchart we discussed. Any provision given should have essential element of legal provision. That's like we have been blabbing about it since the start of the class. Only that much provision is sufficient which fulfills the requirement of the question. Okay. So if they have asked about small company and the question is not pertaining to the exceptions, and the question is such that if it's supposedly of 2 marks, then only that much portion is relevant, which is relevant to what they are asking, you can write like 4 crore 40 crore wala pura lines, but exception is not necessary if it's of 1 or 2 marks. Not
मतलब ये कहने का मतलब है श्रद्धा मैडम का कि इट शुड बी कमेंसरेट विद
With
द
the
मार्क्स
marks.
असाइंड.
And
आप
अगर
देख लो क्वेश्चन कितने मार्क्स का पूछा गया है,
अगर
अकॉर्डिंगली यू
आपको
मस्ट
लगता है
डिसाइड.
कि मार्क्स के अकॉर्डिंग आपका प्रोविजन ऑलरेडी बहुत छोटा है तो आप पूरा ही लिखोगे. So commensuration with the marks is an important thing and the time available in it. Proper conclusion in line with the requirement. आप पार्टी में गए ही नहीं फाइनली तो आपका इतना तैयार होने का फायदा नहीं था. Okay. Handling MCQs. Okay. So this we can take at a later point of external internal choice we have discussed. I think writing of section numbers that you have been asking again and again. Just try to incorporate the habit from right now, that if you will be reading the provision as per section 16, so if you are reading it like 20-30 times, like every time you're reading and you're reading as per section 16, and when you are doing the answer also you are reading it as per section 16, it will somewhere get imbibed in your mind.
दिस इज अ नंबर गेम. आप लिखोगे तो आपका नंबर भी वैसे ही थोड़ा फर्क पड़ता है. इट्स ऑल अ नंबर गेम.
Good one. So assumptions, so this is with respect to the examination point of view.
ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है, बिकॉज इट हैपेंस मेनी टाइम कि दैट देयर इज सम information is missing in the question. It is possible, or you can say that the meaning of certain sentences or framing of the question can be interpreted in other way around also. So in that case, what happens, you draw an assumptions ki if this meaning could be drawn, how the law will be applied and what shall be your answer. And if you interpret on the basis of something, some information is missing, and if you interpret in other sense because of this information is lacking, so that particular provisions cannot be applied over there, yeah, that compliance has not been done, so that could give a different answer. So what the thing is required, you need to give the exemption. You can put in the note ki yes, since in the question this information is missing, or since in the question this is given, so accordingly following shall be the answer. So मतलब that assumption should be properly taken. So
और assumption आप proper तभी ले पाएंगे
जब आपको लॉ का पूरा ज्ञान होगा, तभी आपको पता होगा कि ये चीज भी कंप्लायंस का पार्ट है, ये भी लीगल प्रोविजन का पार्ट है, और वही चीज नहीं है इसके अंदर, तो वो चीज हो सकता है. तो इसलिए आपको प्रॉपर इन डेप्थ और अच्छी कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए.
So length of the answer has to be in commensuration with the marks. So these are all journal things like we have been saying, right?
ये हमने आपको पहले भी बता दिया, आपका जनरलाइज आंसर नहीं होना चाहिए, ये है. एब्रिविएशंस यूज नहीं करने हैं, आपको शॉर्टकट्स यूज नहीं करने हैं. प्लस आपका आंसर की लेंथ आपको हमने पहले ही बता दिया, शुड बी डिफाइंड, क्योंकि आपको पूरा पेपर 3 घंटे में करना है. ठीक है, 3 घंटे में इंक्लूडिंग एमसीक्यूज पोर्शन. तो आपको ये याद रखना है कि आप ऐसे नहीं कि एक ही क्वेश्चन पे अपना सारा टाइम दे दे, मतलब मोर देन टाइम व्हाट यू नीड टू गिवन टू डू दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. तो टाइम मैनेजमेंट प्लेज अ वेरी क्रूशियल रोल हियर. तो आप ये याद रखिएगा कि आपका क्वेश्चंस को आप टाइम अलॉट कर दीजिएगा कि सिंस यू हैव टू अटेम्प्ट ईच एंड एवरी क्वेश्चन, कोई क्वेश्चन छोड़ना नहीं है। मेक इट अ पॉइंट। आपको टाइम नहीं है तो आप ये कर सकते हैं कि लास्ट में जितना भी आपका टाइम अवेलेबल है, भले ही शॉर्ट में या जैसे, तब वहां पे आप लिख सकते हैं। लेकिन अदरवाइज अगर आप टाइम डिवाइड करेंगे तो ये हो जाएगा कि आप प्रॉपरली अपना पूरा पेपर अटेम्प्ट कर सकते हैं। सो जस्ट मेक इट श्योर कि आपकी कोई चीज मिस ना हो जाए, पूरा पेपर अटेम्प्ट हो।
और
और
एलवीसी क्लासेस में हम आप लोगों को ना राइटिंग
ये
प्रैक्टिस
भी, हाँ,
कराते हैं।
स्किल्स मतलब ये प्रैक्टिस की बात है, ये भी हम आपको करवाते हैं जिससे यू टेंड टू अंडरस्टैंड सर्टेन tips we will just share with you while writing your answers, so that could be taken care, and definitely that will help you out, and that will boost your confidence also in examination situations.
So ma'am, how paper 3 needs to be given again since it is fulfilling the requirement of 40%?
ये तो इंडिविजुअल 40% की बात है ना।
इंडिविजुअल 40% तो आपको हर पेपर में लाने ही होंगे।
और क्या 3 में ए बी भी है अगर, तो भी।
Then thank you. You're welcome, Meeta. Abhinav, ma'am, kindly tell me that if there is any amendment made in any of the mentioned law, do we need to update that in upcoming exam or continue it as per the study material? No, for you have to. So there are two things. Okay, any amendment, many amendments will come, but for you, the ones that has been made applicable for that relevant attempt. Okay, which is filling the gap between the study material and the attempt that you are giving.
और
Okay.
दूसरी चीज आपके लिए कट ऑफ पीरियड का भी मैम ने
हम्म।
इनिशियली बताया था, तो प्लीज मेक इट अ नोट कि आपका कट ऑफ पीरियड के अंदर जो भी अमेंडमेंट्स आए दे आर रेलिवेंट, so you have to focus on those amendments only, and already those who are appearing for this आपका May 26 May 2026, for them already specified cut off period is 31st October,
which is yet to come. So
Yes.
हम भी आपको वो अमेंडमेंट, अगर कोई बच्चा हमसे बोलता है कि आपने हमें लेटेस्ट नहीं दिया, आपको लेटेस्ट 31 अक्टूबर से पहले हम भी नहीं दे सकते।
बिल्कुल, because this is as per the guidelines. तो ठीक है, ये आपको ध्यान,
We cannot wait till 31st October and then start our preparation. We cannot do that. So we have to start our preparation right now. And Abhinav, that's why we are saying to refer the amendments. अगर हमें as per study material ही चलना होता तो amendments का कोई रोल नहीं रहता. Okay. Next is मैम सितंबर एग्जाम के लिए एक अमेंडमेंट इशू हुई थी,
अभी सितंबर,
ओके 12th August 2024 for September 2025
के लिए था वो,
the cutoff date is
February 2025.
So one more important thing है, very good question, जो आपके लिए एप्लीकेबल करी गई है। अमेंडमेंट तो बहुत सारी आती है, आई थिंक 30 something amendments were there if I see, but only 2 have been made applicable for you. So that's why आपके लिए जो एप्लीकेबल करी हुई गई है आप वो देखोगे। वेलकम अभिनव। Then Hina, is there will be any test during the lecture? Okay, so what the teacher does is, the expert faculties will do, they will keep on asking you questions like the way I was asking you question कि अच्छा मुझे ये बताओ, they will even be asking you about they can ask you to unmute and then ask you the questions.
बिल्कुल,
and that's why it's a two-way communication. अगर अब आप सोचो ये क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में नहीं आया, जैसे अभी अभिनव ने जो मुझसे क्वेश्चन पूछा और एक और बच्चे ने अभी पूछा था, I really like that question. We learn from your question and that's why we answer according to that. So it's always a two-way communication. So और आपको assignments मिलेंगे, you do those. So it's a kind of test in the exam, in the lectures itself.
नहीं, फिर ये एक तरीका भी होता है कि बच्चे आर अटेंटिव और नॉट, तो दैट इज व्हाई आल्सो इन बिटवीन ना टीचर्स यूज्ड टू टेस्ट बाय आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन, तो दैट इज व्हाई यू शुड टेक इंटरेस्ट एंड बी अटेंटिव.
Thank you, Hina. Okay, thank you, Rajni. So how many attempts allowed in case of exempt paper? As far as I know, it's like 3 attempts, but you have to confirm it from the examination department. एक और कोई query आई? We should be perfect in 1 or 2 subjects where we can get 60 marks, and then the rest we need to make sure 45 at least. I am correct. Okay, technically you are correct. The student who has asked this, we should be perfect in 1 or 2 subjects where we can get 60 marks, and the rest we need to make sure 45 at least. Am I correct? So 60 is 120, and rest 45 is your 155. Technically, in terms of passing, you are correct, but that's not the correct approach. If you are thinking, there are 2 things in this CA curriculum as such. So this is a live thing that I'm telling you. Agar aapka, if your aim is only to pass the paper, this is a very correct approach. But if you are thinking of passing the paper along with excelling in your professional pursuits, this is not a correct approach. Obviously, we all have come here. Like if I and Nisha ma'am are also there, we are here to help you pass the paper and eventually become a chartered accountant. But simultaneously, as your gurus, as your mentors, as your teachers, it is very important for us to inculcate that habit, that zeal to learn the subject, to learn what not only the corporate and other law subject is saying, but what all subjects are saying. The subject will talk to you. इफ यू अगर आप इसको ना ऐसा टॉकिंग टर्म्स में लेने लगोगे ना, जैसे आप लोग चैट जीपीटी और फ्रेंड्स को लेते हो, द सब्जेक्ट विल इटसेल्फ स्टार्ट टॉकिंग टू यू, एंड समटाइम्स यू हैव टू शट इट ऑफ कि भाई प्लीज लेट मी स्लीप एट नाइट, बिकॉज द सब्जेक्ट विल टॉक so much to you, but you need to love the subject. You need to love your studies like that, and it will, this is one thing that will definitely love you back. Sometimes you may feel कि आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है, but if you be consistent with what you are doing, you will understand that okay, I am doing it.
और कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि how the things helps you, मतलब आपने कोई चीज पढ़ी and all of a sudden someday when you are opening the newspaper or reading the newspaper, you just open the first page, you find a certain situation which is being dealt with over there. So you find it, okay, I have read this law, and when you read this situation and then you retain whatever you have read it, you will just recall and you will make it out कि okay, this is how the thing goes. तो इसलिए अगर आपको प्रोफेशनली अपने इस फील्ड में डेवलप करना है, तो नॉट ओनली दिस कहते हैं ना बुकिश नॉलेज, दैट इज not only being required, but yes, you need to read the newspapers, certain blogs, certain important, corporate news,
but not at the cost of the study materials.
हाँ, study material is something different, just to enhance your कहते हैं ना प्रोफेशनल जो परस्यूट्स के, अभी श्रद्धा मैम जैसे आपको बता रही है, अगर आप प्रोफेशनल फ्रंट्स पे आगे मूव करते हैं, तो यू नीड टू हैव अ ब्रॉडर कहते हैं ना विजन होना चाहिए. यस, सो दैट विल बी हेल्पिंग यू फर्दर इन योर दैट इंटरव्यूज और वेयर एवर यू गो फॉर surfing of your jobs or searching of jobs or hunting of jobs. So there, this will really help you a lot. So enlarge your vision, insight आपको अपना बढ़ाना है, तो this is how it helps. It also helps you in understanding how the actual thing goes, how the actually law will be, are applied or used in such a situations.
Okay, so now since like it's almost 2.5 hours, we have been saying things. पेपर को रखते हैं एक साइड में निशा मैम, बच्चों से एक बहुत सिंपल सी चीज पूछते हैं, हाउ डू वी रिमेम्बर द सॉन्ग्स?
तो भाई एनीवन, बिकॉज हमें तो पता है, अब आप लोग से भी हम सुनना चाहेंगे कि कैसे आप लोग किसी गाने को कैसे याद हो जाता है, या आप सब कैसे याद करते हो? यस यस कृष्णा.
ओके, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ.
Generally, we remember it through repeated listening.
Yes.
And one more thing, repeated listening, और हम उसे मन में गुनगुनाते रहते हैं
क्योंकि हमें वो अच्छा लगता था. एवरी टाइम वी कीप ऑन रिपीटिंग.
अगर कोई
Yes,
यस मेधा करेक्ट, अगर मैं अपनी पढ़ाई को, ठीक है, मैं हर प्रोविजन को गाने की तरीके से नहीं याद बना सकती, बट व्हाट आई कैन डू, लेट्स हैव समथिंग जो आपको एक्चुअली में पढ़ाई में हेल्प करेगा. प्रोविजन मैंने पढ़ लिया, मुझे समझ में आ गया, अब भाई मैं आई एम पर्सन एंड मैं बोर होंगी, सो मैं कैसे याद रखूंगी? मैं उसके लिए ना कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें अपने माइंड में बैठा लूंगी. प्रोविजन है, आप उसको बार बार पढ़ोगे, सो द पॉइंट एज someone said is to be consistent. कंसिस्टेंट रहने के लिए मुझे खुश भी रहना बहुत जरूरी है उस चीज को लेके। मैंने उसका शॉर्ट फॉर्म बना लिया, जैसे बच्चे वो नहीं पढ़ते थे 10 कॉस में कुछ पढ़ते थे बच्चे,
बाबू भोलेनाथ बम बम बोले करके
Something
समथिंग
like
लाइक दैट।
that.
यस हाँ।
सो आप ये दो तीन चीजें वी विल टेल, और अगर आपने सच्ची में ये कर लिया, जैसे हम अपने बच्चों को कहते हैं ना, सच्ची में अगर आपने कर लिया यू विल एक्सेल। सो अपना जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं उसको ना शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स बना लो, निमोनिक कोड्स बना लो, और निमोनिक कोड्स अपने स्पेशल बनाना, किसी टीचर के नहीं, ना मेरे ना किसी और के।
किसी मूवी से रिजोनेट कर सकते हैं, आप उसको किसी फेमस अपने हीरो के किसी डायलॉग से रिजोनेट कर सकते हैं।
बहुत बार ये देखा होगा कि जैसे कई बच्चों को मैथ्स करते वक्त ना सॉन्ग चलाने का होता है। अब जब हम एग्जाम में पेपर कर रहे होते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में ना सॉन्ग चल रहा होता है, एंड मेनी अ टाइम्स इट डज है। सो अगर हम अपनी पढ़ाई को ही कुछ कुछ प्रोविजन जो मुझे लगता है कि इसमें मुझे याद नहीं हो रहा था, उसको मैं इजी समझने के बाद मैंने उसको या तो चार्ट में बना लिया, जो हमने आपको चार्ट्स दिए हैं सारांश एंड एवरीथिंग वो तो देखो है ही है, बट जब मैं उस चीज को अपने हाथ में लिखती हूँ, अपनी मोटर स्किल्स को यूज करती हूँ। हम बच्चों को नहीं बोलते बेटा एबीसी जितना लिखोगे उतना आपको याद हो जाएगा। सो सिमिलरली इट्स फॉर यू गाइज ऑल्सो। यू मे बी थिंकिंग मैम एबीसी तो ना मतलब बच्चे लिख लेते हैं, जस्ट थिंक फ्रॉम अ 2.5 year old चाइल्ड, उसके लिए वो भी डिफिकल्ट है जितना आपके लिए ये डिफिकल्ट है, लेकिन उसको पीट पीट के हम पढ़ा देते हैं। आप बड़े हो चुके हो, आपको पीट पीट के नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता। So I'm using a very different kind of a language. The point is self motivation is there. So अगर आपके अंदर वो जज्बा है कि हाँ हमें सीए बनना ही है, put it somewhere I am a chartered accountant, क्योंकि अगर आपने इस कोर्स में एंटर किया तो somewhere एक जील है और आप चार्टेड बनना चाहते हो, मान के चलो आप चार्टेड हो ऑलरेडी। वन मोर थिंग आज के लिए, आई थिंक दैट विल बी द लास्ट थिंग फ्रॉम माय साइड, अपना एक स्टडी बडी ढूंढो, अगर कोई है तो आपका अच्छा फ्रेंड, उसको ढूंढो। हमने ये स्क्रिप्ट तैयार नहीं करी है, वी हैव नॉट मेड द स्क्रिप्ट। द पॉइंट इज आपका अगर कोई स्टडी बडी होता है ना तो आप उसको समझाओ, यू read a provision and ask and explain it to your study buddy। ठीक है, टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट्स होंगे तो आप अपने स्टडी बडी को 4 प्रोविजन समझा दो, एंड व्हेन यू हैव दैट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन योर सेल्फ दैट ओके आई हैव टू एक्सप्लेन इट टू दैट पर्सन, तो फिर आप उसको ज्यादा अच्छे तरीके से पढ़ोगे। नाउ मेनी अ टाइम स्टूडेंट्स की कि मैम हमारी लाइफ में ऐसा कोई नहीं है कि जो स्टडी बडी बने, तो मैं खुद की अपनी बडी हूं ना, जस्ट स्टैंड इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर एंड एक्सप्लेन टू योरसेल्फ। ओके, हम सबसे ज्यादा तो खुद ही से बात करते हैं ना, आज ये करना था, मैंने अपने साथ ये अच्छा नहीं किया, हम अपने साथ कितनी बुरी बातें करते हैं, मैंने ये गलत किया, मैंने वो, उसने मुझे ये कह दिया, उसने मुझे वो कह दिया, अपने आप को उसने मुझे ये कह दिया, उसने मुझे वो कह दिया, या मैंने ये क्यों नहीं किया, या मैंने ये अच्छा किया, मैंने ये गलत किया, अपने आप को प्रोविजन समझा लो। एंड आई एम डैम श्योर जो बच्चा इस बात पे चलेगा ना उसके सही में अच्छे मार्क्स आएंगे।
बिल्कुल, मतलब मुझे तो यार ऐसे में बस एक ही, मतलब 3 इडियट का एक बहुत ही फेमस लाइन था जिसमें आमिर खान ने कि जो स्टार्टिंग में जब मूवी स्टार्ट होती तो उसमें ये लाइंस आती हैं, सफलता के पीछे मत भागो बल्कि इतने काबिल बनो कि सफलता खुद तुम्हारे पीछे भागे। दैट मीन चेज द एक्सीलेंस, सक्सेस विल फॉलो यू। दिस इज वेरी सिंपल थिंग। सो अपने आप को इस लेवल पर लेके आओ कि ऑटोमेटिकली आप जो चीज पाना चाहते हैं अपनी लाइफ में, जिस ऊंचाइयों को छूना चाहते हैं, आप उसको छू सकते हैं। तो जस्ट डू इन दैट मैनर। और since it's a thing that we are having the Google form also, so you can just give your feedbacks so that wherever we need to improve ourselves or wherever we find it something, if you are missing out, something has been skipped from our end, we will be taking care in our next of the sessions.
Yes,
So we request, please kindly do send your
शशांक ने लिख के
feedback.
भेजा है, if you want to become CA, study with the perspective of your CA so that things look easy and doable. Yes,
बिल्कुल,
so
very
stay
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
पढ़ो,
टेंशन भी लेना है क्योंकि आधे से ज्यादा लोग हमारे यहाँ पे एग्जाम उसमें फियर में देते हैं।
fear
तो आप लोगों को इसके ऊपर ओवरकम करना है।
हम अपनी लाइफ में 90% वर्क फियर से ही कर रहे होते हैं।
मुझे एक सबसे अच्छी एक कोटेशन भी याद आ गई।
आई एम वेरी बैड एट कोटेशन।
हाँ नहीं, आई लव टू स्टेट, इसमें ये कहते हैं कि एग्जाम्स जो होते हैं दे आर बेसिकली लाइक सम ऑफ द रिलेटिव्स हु आर इरिटेटिंग बट यस वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो एग्जाम्स आर आल्सो सिमिलर, कि कुछ होते रिलेटिव्स आपको ना बात बात पे आपको जरा सा वो करते हैं, कहते हैं ना
नच करते रहते हैं।
यस, तो उस तरह से होता है, बट यस दे आर डू इरिटेटिंग बट they are very important in our life. So similar is the exams. So don't get irritated. Don't be so fear of. Just
अपनी
face.
प्रिपरेशन
Yes.
अच्छी करो, प्लानिंग
Yes,
और
planning.
प्लानिंग एंड एग्जीक्यूशन।
बस planning is only the key. It's a
But
ticket to the
execution.
yes, it's a ticket to the success. मतलब ये कहते हैं, और इसके लिए आपको writing is तो कहते हैं ना गेटवे, एक तरह से वो गेटवे है सक्सेस का। तो आपको
एक एक करके चीजें प्लान किया,
मतलब स्टेप्स
एग्जीक्यूट
yes.
किया, सब कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट है। सिर्फ आटा घर में होना जरूरी नहीं है, उसको बनना और खाना, तभी आपको तृप्ति मिलेगी।
हमने जो भी टिप्स या जो भी सोर्सेज आपसे शेयर किए तो वो सारे फेड हो जाएंगे इफ यू आर जस्ट लैकिंग वन ऑफ द थिंग, दैट इज द राइटिंग, दैट इज लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट. So you should focus on the writing part also, and of course sincerely and religiously if you follow this trick of writing, you know, every day, because देखा जाए तो हर एक के पास 24 घंटे होते हैं दिन में. तो if you just make it an habit कि every day at least for 30 minutes if you just focus on writing, just take out your suggested answer, just write it, and if you do it for 21 days के लिए अगर बच्चों ने अपने प्रैक्टिस में अपने आप ले आए तो it will become a habit. As well, you'll find a tremendous change in yourself, your approach, and you will find it कि yes, कि I'm able to write in a better way and I'm more comfortable and I'm more, कहते हैं ना आपका कहते हैं जो लेवल है, yes, level will just grow from here to there. So that thing is there to just inculcate a habit, and just half minute, मतलब कहते हैं 30 minutes a day, they make it as a habit of writing. That will definitely improve and will give you a, कहते हैं ना सब्र का फल मीठा होता है, मेहनत का फल मीठा होता है, that everything will come to you.
सो आप इन क्लासेस के लिए आप डेली आपका जैसे स्केड्यूल, यू ऑलरेडी हैव द स्केड्यूल, इट इज एडवाइजेबल दैट कीप द स्टडी मटेरियल विद यू, एंड if possible read beforehand, or not, if not possible to read beforehand, then keep the study material with you, and while the teacher is teaching you, take it as an exact classroom teaching to make the maximum use and benefit out of it. Though recorded lectures are available, but then also try to attend the live class that is going. If not possible, then while you are doing the recorded lecture also, give 2.5 hours here only, okay, or 1.5 hour, and then if you want a break, do like that, and keep the study material. Don't be like just doing a audit and just roaming around. That is the last thing that we would say. But then, and whatever assignments are given, do them. Then while the questions, the teacher is discussing the question, if you are also doing them simultaneously, it will bring a lot of improvement in your application and analysis of the profession. Yes. So Pratiksha, you were asking that whether we can discuss the MTP and RTP after every chapter. Generally, most of the questions are incorporated Bilkul. In the lectures itself. Any more questions that we have? Let me just see that. Okay, yes, we'll share. Yes, we will share it. Okay, no problem with that. So that's all from our side, and I hope so all of you have liked today's lecture. Kamal, okay, unmute yourself.
गुड इवनिंग मैम.
Good evening.
एक्चुअली मैं जॉब करता हूँ साथ में गुड़गांव में, और मेरा जो फाउंडेशन था सीपीटी का वो काफ़ी साल पहले क्लियर हो चुका था, बट मेरा ग्रुप 1 और ग्रुप 2, मतलब ग्रुप 1 में मेरी एग्जाम्शन थी वो ख़त्म हो गई थी सारी. उसके बाद मैं कर नहीं पाया सीए कंटिन्यू, तो मैंने अब दोबारा से कन्वर्जन किया है इसका नए वाले उसमें. तो मैं ये सोच रहा था कि जनवरी तक क्या ये हो सकता है? मैं ग्रुप 1 के लिए प्रिपरेशन कर रहा हूँ बस. तो ये हो जाएगा जब
प्रिपरेशन
तक.
आप कर लो, लेकिन आपको ये देखना है कि आपका जो 8 मंथ्स का स्टडी पीरियड टाइम है, आपने जब
जी.
न्यू कोर्स में गया तो आपको वो भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है ना,
मतलब
इट इज द रिक्वायरमेंट. एक्चुअली आपने रजिस्ट्रेशन, आपने कन्वर्जन करा लिया, ठीक है,
जी.
है ना. कन्वर्जन कराने के बाद आपका उस दिन से वो आपका वो वैलिड माना जाता है. रजिस्ट्रेशन कह लीजिए कि आपका एक तरीके से उस दिन से स्टार्ट हो गया, फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ द कन्वर्जन. नाउ द थिंग इज दैट आपने पहले दिया है ये अपना इंटरमीडिएट वगैरह?
हाँ मैम, दिया है। मेरी 3.5 साल की ट्रेनिंग भी कंप्लीटेड है,
अच्छा,
RIT ट्रेनिंग भी कंप्लीटेड
ओके
है, सब कुछ।
ओके ओके, बस आपके
बट
अभी
मेरे एग्जाम ही क्लियर नहीं हुए थे बस।
अच्छा अच्छा। देखिए अब ये है कि इसके लिए आपको ना, देखिए गाइडलाइंस निकली हुई है। अगर आप यू आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड फॉर जनवरी 26, सपोज अभी आपने जैसा बोला शायद, है ना, तो आप जनवरी
जी
26 के लिए एग्जामिनेशन के गाइडलाइंस ऑलरेडी होस्टेड है, तो उसमें उन्होंने सारे क्राइटेरियाज बता रखे हैं कि अगर ये सिचुएशन है देन व्हाट, एंड इफ दिस इज द सिचुएशन देन व्हाट, तो व्हेन यू कैन बी सेड टू बी एलिजिबल। तो आप एक बार एग्जामिनेशन गाइडलाइंस को पढ़िए, एंड देन ऑल्सो यू हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम देन यू कैन राइट योर क्वेरीज टू busnoida@icai.in।
और आप
ठीक
ओके
है,
पेपर
मैम, ओके।
आराम से कर लोगे,
हाँ
थोड़ा सा ना डरो मत।
बिल्कुल।
जितना जो ट्रैवलिंग टाइम है ना, उसको लेक्चर्स के लिए यूज करो।
और इसके अलावा आप चाहे तो डायरेक्ट एग्जामिनेशन को भी लिख सकते हैं। इंटरमीडिएट की जो ईमेल आईडी है हेल्पलाइन की, उस पे भी आप अपनी क्वेरी डाल सकते हैं। बोथ द थिंग्स आर देयर, यू कैन मेल इट एनीवेयर wherever you feel like, but kindly first read that guidelines in specific I'm talking about। तो इससे क्या आपको काफी
ओके
हद तक क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगा आपको, ठीक है ना।
जी।
ये कमल।
मेरे को बस मैम मैम बस मेरे को ये था कि मतलब ये मेरा स्टडी मटेरियल से काफ़ी होगा क्या, सारा कुछ, या अदर मेरे
हाँ,
को?
कमल
स्टडी
ये पर्याप्त है आपका स्टडी मटेरियल। अगर आप देखोगे तो ऑलरेडी मतलब काफी डिस्क्रिप्टिव और अच्छा सा एलोबरेटिव बना हुआ है। यू डजंट रिक्वायर एनी अदर रेफरेंस बुक एज सच। और आपको प्रैक्टिस जो क्वेश्चंस है आपके इतनी जगहों पे हैं, वो क्वेश्चंस इतने सारे हैं कि अगर आप उनको भी पढ़ लेंगे ना, तो मतलब
जी
दैट इज एम्पल, मतलब आपके पास नंबर
और
ऑफ क्वेश्चंस है
प्रैक्टिस
पढ़ने के
लेकिन
लिए।
आपको करनी ही
बस
पड़ेगी।
प्रैक्टिस इज द मेन की, आपको
जी।
प्रैक्टिस पे थोड़ा फोकस करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
हाँ ठीक है
ओके
कमल, ओके।
ओके ओके, सो काइंडली म्यूट योरसेल्फ कमल एंड unmute Mujahid.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
गुड
Good
इवनिंग।
evening.
Ma'am, same. I also employee है.
ओके
तो मैं जान 26 के लिए अप्लाई करा था, तो लास्ट टाइम प्रॉपर मैं अटेम्प्ट नहीं हुआ सेशंस को, तो अभी कंटिन्यू कर रहा हूँ। रिकॉर्डेड देख लो या इसे लाइव सेशंस के कंटिन्यू कर लेके फिर रीड कर लो।
आप अपने
जैसा
टाइम की
आपका
अवेलेबिलिटी
टाइम
देख लीजिए।
अवेलेबिलिटी हो।
यस, अगर आपको ये लग रहा है कि इफ इट इज सफिशिएंट जस्ट फॉर योर रीडिंग, बट इट इज जो ये लाइव लेक्चर्स होते हैं ना, इट समटाइम्स यू नो डिस्कसेस वेरियस एडिशनल थिंग्स आल्सो व्हिच इज बियॉन्ड, मतलब कह लीजिए आपके स्टडी में नहीं, कहीं किसी बच्चे ने कोई क्वेरी पूछी, मे बी पॉसिबल दैट व्हेन दैट क्वेरी इज बीइंग डिस्कस, तो उससे बेनिफिट आपको भी हो सकता है। तो क्या होता है,
जी
एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन आप गेन करते हैं अगर आप ये लेक्चर्स देखते हैं लाइव। और रिकॉर्डेड में भी आप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन रिकॉर्डेड में क्या होता है, अपनी टाइम अवेलेबिलिटी को देखते हुए आप फास्ट फॉरवर्ड करके अपने टाइम को
और अब
सेव भी
थोड़ा
कर सकते हैं,
हाँ
लेकिन उसमें आप इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले पाते, क्योंकि
हाँ,
होता है ना लाइव लेक्चर में कनेक्शन बनता है, कनेक्टिविटी रहती है ना, जो इंटरेस्ट, तो
जी
दैट इज
बट
बीइंग
आप
मेंटेन्ड,
अपने
तो बट
केस
यू कैन
में
सी एज पर योर
जो
टाइम
भी
अवेलेबिलिटी ना।
आपका टाइम अवेलेबिलिटी है
हाँ,
उसके हिसाब से कर। ओके,
तो लाइव ही मेंटेन कर लेंगे।
मतलब कुछ पेपर जिन टॉपिक्स में आपको
जैसे
इश्यूज
आप
हैं,
बिल्कुल।
जिन टॉपिक में आपको इश्यूज हैं, आपको लगता है इसमें ज्यादा आपको डाउट है, यू कैन गो विद द लाइव लेक्चर्स, रेस्ट यू कैन सी द रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स।
ओके।
इट इज एज पर योर चॉइस, राइट।
ओके,
तो यही बोल रहा था कि जान 26 के रखा ना, मे 26 के लाइव इलेक्शन भी
नहीं,
अप्लीकेबल है।
Jan 26 का पेपर दो
हाँ
आप कर पाओगे।
कर लोगे आप, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है।
बस कंसिस्टेंटली पढ़ाई करो, कर लोगे।
थोड़ा सिंसियरली अपने समय में से थोड़ा सा टाइम पढ़ाई के लिए आपको एडजस्ट करना पड़ेगा, तो
क्योंकि
दैट
देखो
विल
वो
हेल्प।
टाइम कभी आपको ऑफिस नहीं देगा, वो आपको खुद ही
और
निकालना
आप सोचो आप मई 26 के लिए टाइम निकाल पाओगे, क्या पता आप मई 26 के लिए भी इतने ही स्टक अप
है।
या इतना ही
बिल्कुल।
बिजी रहो, या आपका शेड्यूल ऑफिस का ऐसा हो कि ज्यादा वर्क प्रेशर हो, देन व्हाट
मैम,
विल बी द केस।
ये हुआ कि लास्ट टाइम 3 सेशन चल रहे थे लास्ट बैच में, अभी तो 2 है। तो अभी
हम्म,
तो सहूलत बहुत बढ़िया है, लेकिन लास्ट टाइम 3 सेशंस के नहीं वो कर पा रहा था मैं।
कोई बात
चलो कोई
नहीं।
बात नहीं, कभी भी ऐसा मत समझो कि अब जो आ रहा है टाइम जो चला गया, देखो उसमें तो हम कुछ कर नहीं सकते, लेकिन वी कैन ट्राई वट एवर इज इन आवर हैंड्स, सो गो विद दैट।
ओके,
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू
थैंक यू।
मुजाहिद।
वेलकम।
ओके, अनम्यूट कार्तिक।
Good evening, madam. Respected madam. Good evening, madam. Both of you, madam.
गुड
गुड
Uh,
इवनिंग।
इवनिंग।
Madam, I have some doubt. Yes, madam. Each paper NCA has wide range of content, madam. So how to be confident? Like how to see those? Because one thing we understood, madam. Whatever to achieve anything, for some people it will be tough, and some people it will be, yeah, they will look easy, madam. So if we look easy, then only it is we can
ठीक
achieve,
है।
madam. So how to see those papers in easy manner, madam?
मुजाहिद प्लीज
We can
म्यूट योरसेल्फ। Yeah,
Yes,
continue,
ma'am.
Kar.
So, yes, ma'am. So, one thing in our life experience we understood, madam, if we see these things easy, then we can achieve, madam, those things. For
Hmm.
others, it may be tough, madam. If we see those things easy, then we can achieve, madam. So, in CA paper, how to see the whole syllabus, whole more content, how to we to see easy manner, madam. So we are feeling a more content tough and a lost moment to recall everything. So whatever we studied at that time, we cannot recall, madam. So how to see those things, paper, each paper easy, madam, how to recall everything to be confident, madam. uh, so
हम्म,
like you, madam, how you are confident like that, madam.
अच्छा एक चीज बताइए आपने कार्तिक हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू हैव रेड द स्टडी मटेरियल हैव यू सीन द स्टडी मटेरियल हैव यू गॉन थ्रू एनी ऑफ द चैप्टर ऑफ द स्टडी मटेरियल
Yes, madam, I saw, madam.
अच्छा तो डिड यू फील द लैंग्वेज डिफिकल्ट और यू आर फाइंडिंग द कंटेंट इज वेरी लार्ज सो दैट इज व्हाई इट्स अ प्रॉब्लम टू रिटेन द कंसेप्ट
Yes, my content, I feel
so
it's
you
more.
doesn't yes the content is more I got your point now the thing is that Karthik first of all
Yes,
you simply read it don't try to learn and retain in the first go each and every concept first you have a thorough reading thorough means just like a story just in continuity you are reading the lecture the chapters okay and
okay, madam.
after reading the chapters, you will come across with certain of the topics, just going through the questions and everything. And since in the live virtual classes also the many things are going, and even the teachers are emphasizing, yes, this is are the topics, these are the topics which are frequently being tested in the examination. So focus on that particular provisions, read it again, once again, and focus it on more, so that you are able to not only understand but also to somewhere retain. Retention is will be also be there. तो कार्तिक द थिंग इज दैट एंड जस्ट प्रिपेयर योर नोट्स वेर एवर यू फील लाइक कि भाई इतना बड़ा कंटेंट है मैं नहीं पढ़ सकता आई एम नॉट एबल टू मतलब रीड ऑल द थिंग so you can prepare it in a simple manner in a short forms in bullet points in a header footer something note should be prepared or you can underline yes this from this to this I have to read it this content it's okay once I have read it so it does not require much retention you are able to recall while writing during the examination so important aspect is only to be retained. So you can mark it in your study material or in your notes and whatever the important things are there. And there only you can for retention as already the Shraddha says mnemonics can be used or some types of you can say table of format, flow charts. In whatever manner you can make a that the pointers to retain that particular things that you need to go with it.
And you need to keep on revising. Like if you
रिवीजन
have
तो
done,
है ही है
like
बिल्कुल
if you have done a thing today and you think that you have learned it, but if you do not revise it, like after a certain time period, you need to revise that again. Otherwise, it will be wiped off. It's
और
like similarly with the songs, like the
yes
way
yes
we were
वो
saying
वो
it.
यही है
Yes,
कि every time continuity is the main you can see the key
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
You
yes,
got
madam.
it.
thank you
Medha, to unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, ma'am, both of you.
good
Good evening.
evening
Ma'am, as you suggested that I should go for January 2026, which I'm of course applicable for, but again, which group I should go for? If I'll go for group one, even though the paper of DT paper base, DT classes will be start from 21st of October. So technically I'll get no time to revise my course or everything. And also law is ended in the mid of the December, and as I said that I'm getting married in February, early of the February. So I just don't know how should I go for and which group I should go for.
So first of all, congratulations, Medha, on entering this
Thank you,
phase
ma'am.
of life, and before that, clear this phase of life also. That's our wishes for you. Okay, the point is,
Because ma'am, I have already cleared IPCC in 2016, both of the groups. That is what I've mentioned. But I was pursuing articleship, but due to personal reason, I had to drop articleship, and I have to. I was working, and then I thought to just pursue my further studies because I want to become a CA. So if there was a CA in my society, like 2 3 CAs, they have suggested me to rejoin IPCC again, because they mentioned that there are a lot of changes which you should go for, because I was about to to get registered myself in finals, but they told me to get registered myself in IPCC. So I have got registered myself. But Sankeet sir told me, that was a very bad choice.
बिल्कुल नहीं,
uh,
मतलब even we are shocked to hear.
Actually, I will not like to comment anything on this
नहीं but
platform,
I'm
Medha.
shocked, but yes it's okay.
मतलब आप इंटर cleared हो already.
हाँ मतलब
That
this is
means
yes, in 2016, yes.
Medha, let's not discuss it on this platform then. मतलब अब आपका केस तो बिल्कुल ही डिफरेंट है, अदरवाइज आप रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स देख सकते हो, ठीक है?
Okay.
अगर आपको जनवरी का ही अटेम्प्ट देना है तो आप कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स भी देख सकते हो। दैट्स व्हाट आई कैन से टू यू राइट नाउ, क्योंकि एक बच्चा जो ऑलरेडी क्लियर कर
हाँ
चुका है,
दैट इज द थिंग, बट यस अब आप बता रहे हो जो भी सिचुएशन है तो गो अहेड, अब
हाँ, क्योंकि फिर तो मैं कहूंगी आप फटाफट क्लियर कर लो, क्योंकि आपकी कंसेप्ट क्लैरिटी ऑलरेडी हो
है। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
Because I mean, I was confused because they said it ki jo other CAs in my society, they said they are like made a lot of changes and you will face difficulty in finals और आपको बहुत difficult होगा to clear it, so rejoin it. So I've then rejoined it.
इट्स ओके। देखो, इस पे हम अभी कमेंट नहीं कर सकते, दे मे बी नोइंग यू बेटर, वी नो, लाइक अगर आप हमारे साथ क्लासेस कंटिन्यू कर रहे थे तो वी विल बी ऑल्सो नोइंग यू, बट अभी तो आई डोंट नो यू लाइक मोर देन दिस, सो आई कैन वी कैन जस्ट से कि आप रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स रेफर करें।
Okay, okay, ma'am.
ऑल्सो रिकॉर्डेड,
Not the live one.
नो लाइव, क्योंकि आपको अगर जान में दोनों ग्रुप देने हैं
तो
तो
जिनके
आपको रेफर करना पड़ेगा,
I
क्योंकि
am actually quite not sure that I should go for two groups or
अगर
not,
आप
because earlier I have attempted in both of the groups separately, like in May and in November, but I have cleared it in first attempt. So I am quite not sure that if I should go for this, because I have studied a quite way long back.
अपने ऊपर एक तो कॉन्फिडेंस रखो। सबसे पहले मैं मेधा बस आपके केस में इतना ही कहूंगी, अपने ऊपर कॉन्फिडेंस रखो, उससे ज्यादा मैं आपको कुछ नहीं कहूंगी इस चीज के लिए।
Okay,
आप
ma'am.
कॉन्फिडेंस लूज कर रहे हो, सो स्टे कनेक्टेड, अटेंड द क्लासेस, क्योंकि ग्रुप 1 में अभी आपकी पेपर 1 शुरू हो जाएगा, हो गया आज सुबह, पेपर 2
पेपर 1 हो गया, आज पेपर 2 भी हो गया, बट इनकम टैक्स आई मीन GST 24 से स्टार्ट है एंड DTA स्टार्ट है फ्रॉम 21st of October.
यस, तो वो आपका थोड़ा सा, तो उसके लिए अभी से आप अपने रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर देख लो पेपर 3A के लिए, क्योंकि अभी वो खत्म ही अभी हुए हैं, आई थिंक 16th or 17th जुलाई और समवेयर लाइक, ठीक है, लास्ट बैच।
Okay.
So Shashank wanted to ask something, but he has left, and it's already
Thank
like,
you, ma'am.
you're welcome. So okay, Shashank, yours will be the last query. Just unmute. कहाँ गया Shashank? दिखता नहीं, फिर से चला। So with this, because Shashank has left and all the he's again. Okay, Shashank, yours. Unmute yourself, Shashank.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग। अरे आवाज इतनी दबी क्यों?
2.5 घंटे से हम बोल रहे हैं, हमारी आवाज नहीं दबी अभी तक।
No,
क्या
no,
बात?
I'm actually away from the laptop, so I'm not
Okay.
using the mics.
Yeah, Shashank, ask your query.
Okay, actually, it's not a query that I had made a plan as you were talking about the starting of the call today, that there is a plan should be there, a proper plan to follow. So I mean, like even I got an advice from one of the CAs who was working in my previous organization. He cleared his inter with 33 All India rank.
Okay, great.
And then it took time for him to clear the final as well because of the attempts he made, and he was in a different situation going through. So it's like according to his advice, and according to the plan, little bit included from my research as well. What I thought is it's better to whatever has been whatever we will listen in the live class as a topic, we can just focus on the topic and post the class. Can I just go ahead with the questions what we can find in MTP or RTP to clear that particularly along with that topic, so that it will be very clear for us?
It's like missing the link. So
No,
you
no, no.
have got
On the, I'm
missing link.
telling on the everyday basis. For
Even
example,
on
if you're teaching as a
even on
one, uh
everyday basis, whatever you are reading in the class, so the teacher has explained it to you, and then you are saying that can I start practicing it from the MTP and RTP? Okay, if I am not wrong, that's what you are saying. So this,
exactly like what I wanted to like, what I have in my brain is like, for example, if I study a topic and if I can frame a questions on it, or if as we have an option that we are already having a questions framed already on it, so we, if we can just try to give an attempt so we can understand at what level our writing skills are, and then I can more focus on where the areas, as I said, you like 60 marks of theory. What I have in my brain, it's like you need to have a knowledge of 90 to 95% of the subject, but in order to score, it's good to go with the approach of having a 16 two subjects, 45 and one to clear the group, each group.
the point is that practicing direct, like I understand your concept, what you are saying, but then also, since you have just attended the class, so definitely you will be in a position to solve the questions that are given in the MTP and RTP. Okay. And for that matter, suggested also. That will not be a problem, but that will give you a sense, okay, I have understood it. I would recommend that before doing that, read whatever you have been given in the class, whatever topic that have been taken up in the class, once again, even if it's just for 30 minutes. Like, let me not put it in terms of time, but more so that once you are reading it on your own, there will be certain lacunas which will be pointed out in your mind. Okay, I didn't get that. Just solving, you will be able to solve the answer because that's what your teacher has told you. Like when the teacher is telling you, that will be like 44, 44, or 123 key conditions, rule 3 of uh, the OPC is there, that 120 days is there, resident in India or citizen outside India, something, blah, blah, blah. All those provisions will be there. 7 people, public limited company, 2 for private limited. You will be able to solve it. But when you will be reading the exact lines, na, then lacunas will start coming in your mind. Where to interpret and or whether you have to interpret it or not. So just even reading mindfully, I will use the word mindfully, आप लोग बहुत सुनते हैं, you need to practice it. अपने मोबाइल को दूर रखो उतनी देर के लिए, माइंडफुली बस उस प्रोविजन को पढ़ना, तब
Yeah, simply
लैक्यूनास आपके माइंड में आएंगे, और फिर आप अपने प्रॉब्लम को करना. मैं आपसे ये नहीं कह रही कि उस चीज में आप 2 घंटे लगा दो, चाहे सिर्फ
okay,
आधा घंटा लगा. मतलब मैं
okay.
इसमें
Then
टाइम में ना पकड़ना नहीं चाह रही हूँ आपके लिए. आपको, आप कुछ दिन इस चीज को करके देखना, देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड, ओके यहाँ पर अच्छा मैम ने ये चीज बोली है, सर ने ये चीज बोली, इसका ये भी तो मतलब हो सकता था. और फिर आप वो क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करोगे तो आपको ज्यादा अच्छा समझ में आएगा.
right, ma'am. It's a good advice what you have given me on the call today. And but what I would uh, what I'm thinking is, it, can I do it on a Sunday? Like on each Sunday, your topics will be covered, and can I work it on with the MTPs and RTPs? Because see, after giving exams, I'm actually giving the exam after 3 years, and I'm
Hmm.
thankful that I have a basic, you know, basics are somewhere strong because of the teachers. I was from Kendriya Vidyalaya, so I was a little bit higher, ahead from the people who are in degree at that time. So I'm pretty much confident about myself that these things can be resolved. But you need to have the certain perspective to look at. As I said, you that if you want to become a CA, then you have to be in the shoes of a CA to understand each and every concept, what it is there, and where it can be applicable in the real term as well as in the exam. So what I was thinking is to keep it on Sunday each Sunday, as most probably we would be having a classes on Sunday, I think. So
Yes. So there cannot be a straight jacket formula for every student right now. You can tweak things as per your requirement. Like that's why we go to a tailor. When we buy something pre-made, what happens is you need to then also either alter it as per yourself. So in your case, you can alter the things as per your needs, your time requirement, and your level of knowledge. Okay?
Exactly, ma'am. But I would just like to know what would be the best approach as per
I
your experience.
I told you the best approach, what I felt.
Yeah. So we need to just read in between the lines and go through all the concept ones, and then we can try for the practice papers or the
Shashank, we can
certificate
do one
ones.
thing for this. You
Hmm.
do it, and after 10 lectures, because generally I am there in every lecture,
Okay.
you give me the feedback. That's what we can do.
Okay. The
10 lecture
feedback
तो
about
मुझे दे सकते हो अपने?
the technique you said.
Yes.
Okay. Done.
Or do the first 5 lectures or 7 lectures as you feel,
Okay.
and then the lecture the way I told you. And you come back to me with the difference that you felt.
Okay. Thank you so much for the feedback, ma'am. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. So that's all from our side, and it has been a long lecture for us as well as you. I hope so. You guys have gained from something at least from this lecture, and now you will not be roaming here and there with कि हमें क्या करना है और कहाँ से पढ़ना है. At least अब आपके पास sources पता है, कहाँ से करना है, कैसे करना है, but as रामदेव बाबा says करने से होगा. So, करना आपको ही है ये पढ़ाई. मैं नहीं करूंगी. मैं कर चुकी.
हाँ, और दूसरा ये कि हम सिर्फ आपको गाइड कर सकते हैं, करना आप ही को है, ठीक है? So this is what the intent of this session was. We can just guide you. We are the mentors. We will just handhold you and take you forward. And yes, in case of any doubt, in case of any suggestions, yes, you can raise your queries during the session as well as you can share your feedbacks.
And see you again on Wednesday
Yes.
evening. So
Yeah. Till then, have a
good evening and Shabba khair and bye for now.
and good night. चलिए.
Session over.